Roll20 lets you build maps, drag and drop tokens, and other features that your kitchen table just can't do.
My table can't do any of those things.
No.
Also, Roll20's video and voice feature let you connect with more people. So if you wanted to invite Lucas and Ariel...
Hey guys.
Hello.
What's going on?
That's no problem at all.
Ready to play?
Your friends, your games, your table, Roll20.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hearthsinger Games. I am Anne Richmond, the head bard in charge around these parts, and tonight I am joined by some incredible guests for a very chilling tale. Yay! I'm very, very excited about it. If it is your first time here, welcome. We are currently raising money for the Gamers Engage charity drive, which is supporting Food Lifeline. And if you take a look down towards the bottom of the screen, you will see a tracker as to how much money has already been raised. We had to create a higher goal because everybody was too hype, and there's no such thing, by the way, as being too hype for a charity live stream. But yeah, we had to up the ante here and add a few more giveaways. But we will be doing giveaways for every $100 raised. You can already see we are at $345 raised for Food Lifeline. Woo! Woo! It's very exciting. So I will get to giving some giveaways away in chat. Please say hello. Let us know you're here because you will have to be active in chat in order to be eligible for a giveaway. I'd like to take a hot sec, and this is very exciting, to thank our sponsors for today. We very much appreciate D&D Beyond, Inked Gaming, Roll20, and Tabletopia, all for contributing different giveaway items for today's game. These are available to chat when we reach milestones as a team, and I could not be more excited. The first things that we are going to be giving away in chat to those active chat members, let's see, we're actually going to give away 2 Tabletopia 1-month gold membership giveaways. We're going to give away an Inked Gaming gift card worth $20 so you can buy all sorts of accessories for your table. And we will also be giving away a Roll20 Burn Bright RPG starter kit. So you will be able to try a whole new system, which is what many people at this table are doing today. And it's super, super fun. So please be generous if you are able. And if not, you being here is really, really meaningful to me and to us. So thank you so much. All right, let's get into it. Next on the agenda, we are going to go ahead, and you already know me. I've introduced myself. Again, I'm Anne Richmond. This is my channel. But I am going to take care of handling those giveaway items while my friends tell you a little bit more about them and the characters they will be playing in this incandescent tale of unsurvivable horror. Right? That's probably fine. Amy, we'll do Amy, Helena, and then Chris, please. All right? Take it away while I get this giveaway going. They can't hear you. Okay, hold on. Fun times. Try again.
Hello, testing.
Can
One,
you hear
2, 3.
Amy? I think you
No,
probably
can't
can
hear
now. You can't hear
We can't hear any sound.
No sound.
Oh,
Wait. Oh,
There we go.
okay.
Wait, now?
Okay,
Test.
that was totally my
1,
fault.
2, 3.
My bad. Take it again, Amy. Thank you.
Was that a correct introduction? Damn, it was
Take
so good.
2.
It was so good.
Hey. My name is
wow.
Amy Krasnowski. It has been a while since I streamed down here, especially with Anne. I did Hearts for Kyber way back when, Geeks for Good. So I'm very excited to be joining for 10 Candles. I will be playing Sarah Jefferson today, who is named after the Starship Jefferson song. She is a marketing exec out of Minnesota who feels like she's accomplished nothing at age 30 and her life is spiraling out of control. So she's come to New York to go to New York Comic Con.
Relatable content.
That's relatable. Hello, I'm Helena, also known as the Magic Llama Mood on the internet, or just the Magic Llama if you're nasty. And I am playing Jenna Sherman, who is a high school senior from Long Island, who does not belong on the East Coast. Like, you will look at her and she's this like nearly 6 foot tall, very tan and blonde volleyball player. And so she's been trying to get to UCLA to be on a volleyball scholarship there and to get some sun because the seasonal affective disorder is a thing. Yeah, I think that's it. She's the head of her D&D club at her school.
Important. Super
Important. And that's why she's here, to play some D&D with her online friends.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, take us away.
Hi, I'm Christopher Gravenstein, or Guardian Graves on most social platforms. And tonight I will be playing John Oswald, who most popularly goes by his online moniker Bucket, sort of an aging esports player, streamer, semi-competitive. And in his later years, he's basically formed a esports team called the Midnight Wisps. It being the season, we're heading to New York Comic Con to compete in various competitions and do some light cosplay and all sorts of good stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And Jenna goes by 2. Her screen name is Gimme 2 Seconds, but they just call me 2.
And my screen name is Stap, which was totally my AIM name. It was Stap24BSB, and that's what I go by.
Of course.
And Chiron, it has identified, yes, the newest factor on the table. The candles are now lit because
Oh God,
this game uses real fire to determine whether or not you succeed at things. Well, technically, whether or not you succeed determines how much fire or hope is left in the game. Tonight, we will be playing a tale of insurvivable horror for you. 10 Candles is more like, we were talking about it before the stream, it's more like a game of narrative parkour where we all know how the tale ends. This is a tale of inescapable darkness that will absolutely consume everyone by the time the last candle goes out today. However, we all are going to pretend like we don't know that. And we're going to, we're going to keep moving the tale forward as if there is hope. Now, in this tale, conflicts are resolved through rolling d6s. Our players at the table can roll 10 d6s, 1 for every lit candle. Emphasis on 1 for every lit candle. On a 6, they will be successful. Doesn't matter how many 6s they rolled. However, any 1s that they roll will be taken from them until the beginning of the next scene. And when they come back after that candle is extinguished, they will find they only have 9 dice to roll, and this will progress. I think you all see where we're going throughout the rest of the game. So they have a couple more elements to worry about. Each player has a stack of cards. They have a vice to virtue that they have determined for each other. When they bring this element into the story, it will allow them to re-roll any ones and keep them from being given over to me, the storyteller. If they roll, or if they bring their moment, a moment in which their character finds hope, which all of them have already created for themselves, they will be able to they will be able to roll a conflict to see if they achieve that feeling of hope and renewal. And if they do succeed, they get a hope dice that only they can add to their character's rolls. And it is successful in a 5 and a 6 and cannot be taken away from them should it roll a 1. And lastly, each character has a brink. The brink is the lengths to which your character will be pushed beyond the bounds of what is traditionally expected for any human to be able to bear in their lifetime. This successful brink challenge will push them past that mental block, and not only will it cause them to give into the animalistic impulse to survive that lives somewhere inside all of us, but it will allow them to re-roll a failed challenge and re-roll all the dice in the pool. So, with that being said, this much is true. The world is dark. Let's talk about our setting for today's episode. Now, in the wake of a mass pandemic, a vaccine was created. And slowly, we all left our homes. We returned to what felt like the world of the living. We hugged our friends. We traveled. We did all those things we waited to do, and we engaged in these odd social rituals that we've all longed for so long. Our story in this banner year of social interaction and I would say social interaction and businesses returning to booming existence and expendable income. What's that even? Our story is centered on 3 very specific people, each attempting to return to normalcy through a trip to New York City for New York Comic-Con, where every year geeks from around the globe compete in teams for a trophy where they must compete in challenges like cosplay, trivia, tabletop wargaming, and anything else in between. This team is called
The Midnight Wisps.
the Midnight Wisps. They are called the Midnight Wisps. And what do you think the name of this competition is? Ooh.
Wait, Helena, are you on?
No, I got it. What's the gaming version of like a decathlon?
Oh,
Like something decathlon, like gamer decathlon,
Yeah.
where it's like you participate in like 10 different events and are like scored against other teams.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah.
So we'll
The
call
Game-athlon?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Game-athlon. All right, so you guys have come for the Geek and Game-athlon, and that is what you ended up doing on day 1. Everything went better than normal. The first challenge was cosplay, and you all had 24 hours, or no, you didn't have 24 hours. You arrived on site with all of your planned cosplays, everything you know ahead of time, all the challenges, right? And you decided as a group that you would put together cosplays from
Doki Doki Literature Club.
All right, so describe what you guys, the characters, for anyone who's played Doki Doki, and if not, it's a whole ass time.
It's just about a literature club of like quintessential Japanese schoolgirls, and ridiculous dark things ensue. I was Monica, just Monica, because of course.
Sure.
I played Natsuki, who is the youngest, which is fitting for Jenna.
Right.
And I was Yuri because purple.
Yeah, that's
There we
all
go.
the reason
That's all
need.
you need to know. And these are the correct answers, by the way. 100% correct. So, knowing this, you all, what did you do after you succeeded that night?
We got pizza.
You guys,
Yeah.
Oh,
so you
for
guys
sure.
were victorious, I should say, in this
Yeah.
competition. Unexpected, not necessarily, but you were victorious, and you got to celebrate a little bit. So, what did you do last night?
Well, don't they have those themed bars that they do in the
Yeah.
local area for New York
Yeah.
Comic Con? So
Yes.
like
Yep.
it was like the My Hero Academia themed bar. So I'd say that like
we go there.
yeah, we got on
Yes,
the wait list for that
done.
luckily ahead of time. So
But we're the winners, so
yeah, well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true. That was part of the prize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
And
So,
Jenna's
yeah.
fake ID worked at this place.
Jenna's
Yeah,
fake
exactly.
ID worked. Everybody
It's very
got
true.
to know each other. And it's important that we kind of revisit the fact that these people, as far as we know, don't really know each other in real life. They've only known each other on forums and in chat rooms. This is their first time being face-to-face. And did the night go well? Was it fun? Did you drink too much? Did you...
Yeah.
What was the case?
I would say that I didn't while I wanted to like take part in like the themed cocktails and things of that sort, I sort of abstained because as the not by much, but as like the oldest one in the group, I felt like that would have been like I just kind of wanted to set the example to not just like get completely wasted. So I
Yeah.
abstained. I can't say the same for the others.
Okay.
And what's today's competition? Technically, what was supposed to be today's?
I guess
The
today.
trivia?
Let's say today is sure. It could be trivia. Yes, and
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Today's contest would the following day's contest would be trivia for sure.
okay.
Yeah, Jenna had one All Might drink and was done.
And she's like, "This
There you
is
go.
what adulthood
She was like,
is."
I
Yeah.
am wasted from an All Might beverage, which
I
makes
heard
sense.
that drink was plus ultra. So
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. So, number one, we are going to do another giveaway because we have had another donation. We are now at $445.
Ridiculous.
So I don't know what to do with myself. And
People are too
I
generous. We
really
don't even need to play the
appreciate
game.
that. Yeah,
That's
this isn't
amazing.
You just
Everyone's
sit and
like,
talk
"How
at
dare
you."
you tell tell a story about how hope doesn't exist?" I'm going to give the world hope, even if I have to pay for it. Top dollar. All right, we're going to roll this up. All right, Smoggles, congratulations. You have won the giveaway. All right.
Yay!
And if you guys win a giveaway, make sure you whisper me your email address, and I will follow up with you afterwards. But I have kept track of everybody, and I will make sure to follow up if I don't hear from you. All right, so you all went home. You went home to this hotel where, of course, our head leader here had gotten everybody's arrangements made at this hotel near, we'll say, the Hudson Yards area. So super easy walk to the convention, so that everybody could focus on the competition. And at this point, you all went your separate ways down your hallways, and you went to sleep. In the morning, Jenna, you wake up to an alarm. Meek, 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 meek. It's your same
I don't like it.
loud ass alarm that you always have to set to make sure you get out of bed in the morning because you about to be a college student. You're a high school student right now.
Yeah, and we have workouts in the morning, the volleyball team.
And strangely, when you pick up your phone, you kind of do a double take because you notice that your battery is super low and there's no reception.
I check and see if I had plugged in my phone the night before, and maybe this outlet doesn't work.
Yeah. As far as you
And
can
then I
tell,
try
this
outlets.
yeah, you start turning things on. No lights are turning on in the room. Everything is completely dark. You have about 65% left on your phone.
Okay. I switch it to low power mode.
Smart.
And none of the lights or anything are turning on in my room. Okay. So I am going to quickly change clothes, grab my key, and go down to the front desk of the hotel.
Great.
To see it and be like, hey, I think there was a power outage in my room. I'm having issues.
So you
getting.
Yeah. So you kind of like gather your stuff. You make sure you can like be seen, whatever you're comfortable wearing, right? And you are kind of walking down to the elevator bay where there are these huge bay windows. And when you look out, something strikes you as incredibly odd. You see that there are no lights across the entirety of Midtown. as far as you can see, there's no lights there. There's no cars really moving. And when you look, you don't know what you know what time of day it is. It's like the sun should be up. When you look down, you realize, like, why is this pitch black dark outside? And you notice even from here that the crosswalks aren't even lit up. Now, Sarah and Bucket, I'm sorry, Stop and Bucket, Stop and Bucket, suddenly you two also rise, broken from your sleep by a blood-curdling howl. You hear this as well, twos. Two? Give me two minutes. Give me two. Yeah, you hear this as well, too. You hear it, and it almost reverberates against the windows in there, like where they sit in the storm shells, right? But now everybody is awake. You're all on the same floor, but in different rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the like honestly, I'm just gonna throw something on, not complicated, and I check my phone. What is the status on my phone?
Same thing, about 40% left on your phone. And you did some texting last night before bed. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I know. I don't know. This is true.
Okay.
But same thing. No reception, none of it. And it clearly was plugged in. None of the lights work.
Gotcha.
Same thing for all of you.
Yeah. I'm just going to hit the hallway as soon as possible and start looking around for the other two.
Great.
Yeah. I'm going to grab I usually keep a con bag that's always ready the night before. And I tried to, knowing that we have the trivia and we probably be like there all day, I grab that and rush out.
Yeah. So you grab your stuff in the darkness. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a conflict roll just to make sure that in your rush you're able to grab everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the darkness.
All of us or just her?
Just her.
Okay.
So it's the 10.
Yes. You're looking for a 6.
I don't like the way you said that.
Nope.
No
I don't
6s?
like this app.
Did you
I feel like I
any
need
ones?
Did you roll? I did it.
Huh? Okay, great. Well, unless you'd like to use your virtue to re-roll those ones, I'll be.
Oh God, not
those.
yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Too soon. It's too
rolling
soon,
a little
man.
deep, real quick there.
I will take.
This is why I wanted real die. But I only have 6 in my apartment.
Listen, this is why we have to have a very difficult conversation about cutting you from the team. That was that. That's all the texting. I was trying to talk to everyone else to figure out how you'd take it.
All right. Well, we only have 7 dice left in your pool for this scene. Amy, unfortunately, as you go out the door, you're kind of in a rush. Your bag snags, and everything goes all over the floor. So you're able to collect a few things, but I'll let you know when you go in there to look for something whether or not you have actually found it.
Okay, like at a later date.
At a later date. I guess that is a failure, though. You didn't succeed.
No, I did not succeed.
Well, that will be our first candle.
No.
We're going to find out that which
I
is
stand
true.
up. All right, time to end the scene.
I failed. Goodbye.
Oh,
Goodbye.
I mean,
I blew out another candle, which actually is a problem. Not a problem that's good, because anytime a candle goes out, bad things happen, no matter how it happened.
Fantastic.
So
wait, you blew out 1 or 2 candles?
I tried to blow out 1. I tried to be gentle.
And
you get those matches immediately.
But I've progressed the scene. We in fact have 2 failures to deal with now.
Fantastic.
That's fine. We'll just move it along. So let me just change a few things here.
Oh God, well I can erase that from my dry erase board. Okay. I totally have a countdown on a dry erase board right now, and that just
didn't want to use a virtue. It's fine.
There we are.
Be a double candle blowout.
Thank you for that donation,
be like
Ellie. Thank you so much. All right. So here we go. This is when we establish that which is true. And it always starts with me saying the same thing. These things are true. The world is dark. Then, beginning with the player who failed a conflict, we will progress around the table until we have said as many truths as there are candles left. In this case, you will be establishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I can do math. Yep. 10 minus 2 is... I was like, you will be establishing the dark existential dread and horror of 8. It's 8. I can count. So you will be establishing 8 truths. Amy, what is the first truth about this situation?
I dropped a lot of things, but I was able to bring 2 battery packs in my bag. Am I allowed to establish that truth?
You brought battery packs in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next truth belongs to me because I'm going around our table, in a clockwise direction. I will say the elevators don't work, and you hear rumbling, some noise coming from the stairwell.
Okay.
The next truth belongs to Bucket.
The hallways are suspiciously empty.
Okay.
Is that acceptable?
Yep.
Yeah.
And next up, we have, of course, 2.
There is a discarded fruits basket cosplay positioned on the floor as if the person was ripped out of it. And it's just left there. Like someone could go and step into it and just pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we all get to do one more because there are 8 candles. So, Amy, what is another truth?
Last night, before I went to bed, there was a report. Last night, before we went to bed, there was a report that the mayor was going to make a statement this morning at 9 a.m.
Okay. My next truth is when you look at this cosplay on the ground, 2s, you see blood staining the costume. Bucket.
When I left my room, I neglected to bring anything with me but a Swiss Army knife.
Great. And lastly, 2.
The kitchen has a backup generator.
Okay. All of these things are true. We begin our next scene with Jenna, aka 2, looking and discovering this blood on this costume as noise pours in through a partially open door leading to the stairwell.
Are Bucket and Stop with me?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's in the hallway now.
We're all together. Great.
All together,
guys. There's something strange about this Toru Honda situation. It looks like.
I mean, there's always something strange about the Toru Honda situation, but we should probably just get out of this hotel, I think.
Yeah, but everything's dark outside too. It must be a citywide something.
Yeah, or I don't know, like some kind of weird storm or something. I'm not excited about it either, but shall we hit the streets as fast as possible?
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna head downstairs to ask the concierge if they know something.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah. I'm all for it, but like, it seems like everyone else is already evacuated because like we're the only ones on this floor.
Great.
For everyone's.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ride.
you begin making your way downtown, down the stairs. And this is a horror game. There will be no musical integrity to it. All right, so you go down the stairs. You begin kind of feeling this feeling in your heart, like you're being chased. These noises seem to be coming from above you, and you begin to get that kind of internal rhythm of fight or flight going. And suddenly something falls through the center of the stairwell. It happens so quickly that you're not even sure what it was.
Yeah, but like it fell all the way down to
And
the.
you hear
to
a sickening crunch down at the bottom. You guys are on the 5th floor.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can
Okay.
we if we look down the center section, can we see what fell?
Yeah. Why don't you roll a conflict for me?
Me? Okay.
You now have 8 conflict dice to roll.
Oh, mine reduced when hers reduced too.
Well, it's everybody. It's a communal pool.
Oh,
for
it's a
everybody.
communal pool.
Yeah. And now we have 8 candles, so you will roll 8.
All right, I got 2 6s and no 1s.
All right. So you have a peek down, and you are able to kind of take the light from your cell phone and flip it on for a second, and you see a body laying at the bottom of the stairwell. You see blood spilling out from the head, but then you also notice raked across the neck and chest some other kind of wound. Do you go down to explore it further?
I'm not jazzed about that idea. What about you? Like
Noises continue to thunder from above.
I'm just gonna, as I look around, sort of, I get a little panicked. I'm going to make a point to like put myself like in the front of the group, and sort of just be like, follow me. My plan being to exit on like one of the intermediate floors that probably has like something that goes down to the lobby, so we don't have to go down to the base floor and find out whatever the hell that is. But it's very clear we have to keep moving.
Well, unfortunately, as you do so, a 3rd candle goes out.
Did you do that?
No, they're burning. They burn at a rate, so you got to make decisions because candles are a go.
This is awful.
What?
Yeah. Anytime
You
a candle
When were these
I
candles
did.
lit?
I 100p said it. Okay. So
I didn't.
How big are these candles? Are they?
Get better votives, Anne. Get better votives.
Okay, get the
All right?
long-lasting
Your dollar
shit.
store is gonna get us killed.
This big. This big.
And
Hey, Cypher of Tyr, thank you so much for rating. Welcome, everybody. To
We are
We're gonna have to
so
light some more
dead.
candles because it's looking like those ones are looking a little weak.
Sun's getting pretty low. All right,
Yeah.
let me talk and get you through the next thing. All right, so you guys, we have reached another failure. So what happens is you go running down the stairs, gesturing for everybody to follow you, and as you dive down the stairs, your legs tangle and you begin to fall. Next, we will begin to establish truth. The first truth is always the world is dark. Starting with Chris.
I can't burn a thing to make this change, can I?
Not to undo a candle going out, but you can.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay. Yep.
Hey, thanks for that donation, Skid. You establish some truths. I'll do a giveaway.
Yeah. The truth is, only my legs are bound. Is that allowed?
Only your legs are bound.
Didn't you say something binds us?
No.
Our
you
legs
just, you just
get all-
trip on the
Yeah,
stairs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's dark.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. Okay, fine. One of the truths is we only
Y'all,
fall down a single flight.
these dollar
Another-
store candles are a problem, but it's what I was
Oh my
told to
God!
use.
And
This is like a 40-minute game tops, right? Like,
are we gonna play like 2 rounds?
Oh my god. All right. So
we do 20 candles?
20 candles?
yeah, so
Yes,
20,
20
25
candles.
candles. Yeah, we'll don't worry. We'll figure it out in a second here. So your truth is what, Chris?
We only stumble down a single story.
A single
up the
flight.
stairs.
Yeah, perfect.
Single flight.
All right, great. The next truth will come from Helena.
No one is harmed. Just
Okay.
a little shaken.
Yep.
Bless.
A little shaken. All right, great. The next truth is from Amy.
There is an escalator leading down to the first floor from the 3rd floor.
All right, great.
Oh.
That's from the
I'm looking
first
at these
floor to the
candles.
3rd floors. Okay, I know so the sun's getting
It's
pretty
not looking
low.
too good.
Oh.
It's getting real low.
Okay, so then the next truth is me, and I will say you hear a growl pursuing you down the stairwell as something large and furry begins moving towards you in a large mass.
You know, I'm sure that's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine.
And now we have 3 more truths to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be rough. Truths to establish. Yeah.
By the time we establish the truths,
Yeah.
all the candles are out.
Well, why don't
let's
you
see.
start establishing, my dude?
We see a light coming from a door on the 2nd floor, coming from the exit on the 2nd floor.
Sure.
This creature seems markedly slower than we are.
Okay.
The creature explodes suddenly.
All right. We're gonna
Just
we're
like
gonna make
rate
this-
of running wise.
We're gonna make a split-second decision about candles and how they operate in this game right now. I apologize for my dollar store candles, as it was insultingly put. Some of us are trying to
tell me-
raise money for charity.
Try to
and
tell me
they
I'm
don't-
wrong. If you could look me in the eyes and say you didn't buy those photos at the dollar store, then we could have a different conversation.
Oh my god. Amazing. So
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm dead. This is the most comedic 10 kid. I'm like, oh, let's start establishing truths right now. We're all gonna die.
The monster will consume your soul.
All right.
With
let me
dollar
take
store
care of this
dentures.
here. Oh my goodness.
Wait, so how many candles are we at, Anne?
Well, we're just let me just.
We have
We're gonna
realistically
alter
lost
some stuff.
3. We've established
Yeah.
truths to accommodate for 3 actual candles going out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God.
We're in the
Ah.
process of establishing.
Math, guys. Math.
Originally, I was just gonna use the candle overlay, but then I was like, no, people miss like actual existing, physicalizations of things. But now I'm not so sure.
You could do a thing where they're just there and you take one away.
Listen, we can do a lot of things.
Okay.
We're doing it live, okay, guys?
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
That's why you're here.
I
isn't it?
once burned a house down when I was little. That's like a story for another day. Stick
Did
around
you?
for
Oh, God.
just chatting. Not let's not worry about this. I said that for effect, but it did happen. Moving
Game's gonna
on.
run a little short,
Yes.
so we got story time afterwards.
After. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? It's fine. The candles are going to do what the candles are going to do. We're going to use the ones on the overlay to measure. Is everybody down with that?
I'm
Yeah,
down.
Let's just
Yes.
yes. Let's just
Yes.
yes and.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
Andy.
yes,
the hell
yes,
out of this
and.
little
Yanyo,
situation.
I do.
Yes,
have,
and.
I do have something. All right,
Oh,
so
God.
we're at 7 candles, right?
Legit.
Uh,
Yep, we are.
And these ones in the
Okay.
middle are just here, like we're at a nice restaurant.
Mhm.
They're here until they're not here.
How nice of a restaurant.
All right, let's establish some truths about the restaurant. No, all right. So we've established
It's not
some
Olive Garden.
truths. Let's move our story forward.
Okay.
The twist was that Anne burned down the house with a candle overlay. It's true. That's
Mhm.
that's true, Gil. Thank you for being a part of this. All right. So, as you guys get yourselves down the stairs mostly safely, you manage to see, peeking out through that doorway, that little bit of glowing light in the distance. What do you do?
Run.
Okay.
Book it.
You run towards it.
Book it.
Okay. And are you trying to close the door behind you as whatever this is barrels down the stairs? What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to like make sure everyone gets in ahead of me, and then I'm going to slam the door and look for something to bar it with.
Okay, great. Why don't you
Like-
roll me a conflict for that, Chris?
Yeah,
You
of
have
course.
7 candles left.
Oh, I happen to have 7 dice. So.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
candles be hating, guys. I'm sorry. I thought.
I got a whole lot of 5s and 1 6.
Okay, great.
Bless.
So you succeed. What do you think you find to pull the door closed and bar it?
I'm gonna say in this particular instance, I'm gonna say that I break one of those, like it's a fire axe,
Yeah.
like next to the hose. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
smash that to the best of my ability, and just kind of put that through the.
Great. Yeah,
the handle.
you managed to put it through the handle. It's one of those like ones that you have to press, right? And
Mhm.
so now the door is pretty jammed. Suddenly something large and hulking bangs into the door right as you secure it, and your heart jumps in your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a window, like a little peephole window on this door?
There is not. There's
Okay.
a space underneath the door.
I want to like quickly like go prone and
Yeah.
take a peek under the crack of the door and see what I see.
Great. Yeah, you see what you see, Elena. That much is true. Go ahead and roll me a conflict. You have 7 dice.
We got 7 dice.
Y'all are gonna want to
We're
start
trying.
using those vices and virtues pretty soon.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, only if we fail.
Yeah.
1
Man,
6
yeah.
and no ones.
Huzzah!
So what's up?
1 6 and no ones. Great. So you
Hey.
see what look like razor sharp claws kind of scraping against the floor, and whatever this thing is seems to be for a minute all on all fours, and then through the door you hear sniffing, and you see whatever it was on all fours, but it starts to rise up and be bipedal.
I'm gonna take the initiative to usher the group away from the door
Mm-hmm.
and down towards the lobby
Great.
in a aggressive manner.
So you kind of try to strong arm and say, let's go.
Yeah.
And you pull everybody, and you all turn to face someone standing there with a gun pointed in your direction, saying, "Who are you?"
Just guests.
Gamers.
Gamer.
We're here
The
for content.
flashlight is beaming in your face, so it's really hard to see. And then a woman's voice pipes up, but next to this person. And this small woman says, "Put that down. What the hell do you think you're doing? You're going to scare the shit out of them." And coming into the light, you see a small police officer and her friend or her partner lowers down the gun, and you notice he's actually not in police gear at all, and it becomes pretty clear pretty quickly that this person who has a gun is just a guy who has a gun, and the police officer is trying to control the situation and keep everybody safe. And she steps forward and she says, "I'm really sorry about that. Did they touch you? Did they get you anywhere?"
No. We were just running from something. I don't. Something is out there.
Yeah, there's something.
"They're out there, all right," the
Yeah.
guy says, and he looks out the window. He says, "It's time we started fighting back."
Oh, okay, well, we're not the problem, so you can go take care of that thing in the stairwell.
No.
What-
Don't go out there.
Wait, what is that thing? You seem to have a little bit more information that we do.
She says, "It's crazy. The entire city has just been totally darkened. I can't communicate with anybody. I was supposed to be doing the night shift over here, and I couldn't. I'm new. I can't contact anyone for backup. I'm sorry. what I have is my training, and I'll try to help you get out of here, but I don't exactly know what's going on. I know you want, she realizes she said a little bit too much, and she tries to like pull it back together, and she's like, listen, I'm going to tell you what you need to know when you need to know it. All I can say is that it is dangerous to go outside on the street. I think honestly the best thing for us to do would be to get people in a place where we can all be together.
Okay. Well, you're in charge, so where's that place?
I guess Javits. And she like looks out the window and she says, as long as we can cross the street and get through those glass doors, then we can at least see what's coming, as long as we can get light outside.
Oh, okay. Well, we got some cell phones. Let's just. What do you need? What do you need us to do?
She says, first we're gonna need, I don't know, a big fire.
A big fire.
Something outside those glass windows. And you guys remember from looking at the Javits Center that the entire outside is like basically a giant windowed pavilion. So what she's suggesting is that you guys will be inside the pavilion and able to peer out and see what's coming, as opposed to being in these small hallways not knowing. And that she's thinking that if you guys can create a large source of light, that maybe more people will be able to find the safe zone and come there with you. And you'll also be able to see like what's out there on the street.
You don't think does it need to be fire? I mean, cell phones are pretty bright nowadays.
Yeah.
Can't
How
we
long
just
do
all
you think those are going to last?
a while? I got plenty of juice.
Kid,
What
this
about-
thing isn't going to last. This thing could last forever.
Yeah, I know, but we're going one block. We're going one block to get to Javits, and then we can worry about the fire situation, right?
Yeah.
Don't we have to get out of here as fast as possible?
Yeah, so she says, "All right, let's do that first. We'll worry about it when we get there." And
Yeah, I
she
Okay.
begins moving towards the door, takes a look outside. Does anybody else want to make a spot check?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Are we all doing it, or is there a liaison?
Yeah.
Person can make the check.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
I'll do it.
yeah, you were on it first.
Oh no, I got 3 6s and 3 1s, so I'm gonna use my virtue
Okay.
to re-roll, and I can re-roll all of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Great. So my virtue is flexible, so I think for a spot check, this makes sense for her
Yeah.
because she would
Yeah.
be able to like squeeze around like whatever is blocking anything and kind of make
Yeah.
herself as malleable as possible to be able to
So
see a
you guys are
situation.
still on the 3rd floor, right? The thing that you're gonna be able to do is kind of
I
edge
rolled
yourself.
2 6s and a 1.
Okay,
So
so
in total, I got 5 6s and 1 1.
1 6 is enough to succeed. There's no like critical success, but I will take one die from you, meaning that you guys only have 6 left in the pool for this scene. Okay.
Okay.
So you guys have 6 dice left, and you are able to kind of shimmy your way, like leaning out the window, so you can try and peek. This is on a corner of the building, and you have to peek around towards Javits, and you see a couple cars that apparently got in an accident because of the lack of signals in the area. But other than that, you don't really see too much else to worry about. So you think you could probably make a break for it now if you all move together.
Cool. I come back and I explain the situation, and then I say, with regards to fire, there are 2 cars that seem to be, well, dead. Not that cars have lives. You know what I mean? Gas. We could use gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
Car blood.
Car blood.
Car blood.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Before we go outside, should we get anything that we can protect ourselves with, or do we think we're going to be pretty safe?
What about knives?
He's got a gun.
That's true. He has a
Safe.
gun, but that's one person. You have a pocket knife.
I do.
I don't know if we know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I don't know if you know that, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to make a conflict roll to just kind of loot the area and see what else you can find?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Who wants to make
Go.
it?
Why don't you go ahead, Amy?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was your idea.
Yeah. It was your idea, so you.
I'm not.
I'm
not dying
It's
on
now
this
going to
hill.
be your fault.
All right, wait. We're down
I think
to
it's best if it's your fault.
6 dice for this scene.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay. Oh wait, that means I can roll them in person.
Listen, man. As long as you don't
Everybody
roll ones.
likes the dice. It's important.
1 6, 1 1, 2 ones.
Okay.
Do we think I should re-roll those 2 ones?
That's up to you, Amy. I mean, do you want to be closer
If
to
so, we have
failure?
4.
What?
Listen, let's just. She's
right.
already failed.
Yeah,
do
but
you
that
wanna-
means we
I
get
would
fewer
say,
dice.
yeah, now would be the time to use your virtue.
Yeah.
What is your
It's-
virtue, Amy?
Tactless, and that's why I'm like, this is a weird scene to be using that in.
Well, I mean, there are other people around, and you're just looking for whatever is useful for
Yeah,
you.
I like the idea that
All right.
everyone's like, we should get moving. He has a gun, and you're just like picking up
Like-
chairs and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, look, I get that you are a man with a gun. I'm sure you know how to use it, and you're kind of on your first day, but that's great. But I just would feel better just knowing that I have something that can also protect myself as we go out into the great unknown of who knows what these things are.
Eternal darkness. It's
Sorry, I love you all. I got 1 6 and 1 3, so we keep out one.
Okay, great. So you are able. What do you think you pick up in the surrounding area, Amy? What would you like to gain for your character? There's like leftover, like we'll say there's like a Starbucks on this floor that's closed, right? But
Yeah, because I was gonna say if this is getting ready for New York Comic Con, I would.
Hellcon.
We're gonna
2020.
say that I'm really strong.
Yeah.
If there are any stanchions around,
Yes!
stanchion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
like the poles that hold the
Yeah,
stand.
just-
So good.
Yeah.
just
So
wanna
that's
take one of
those
those.
are super heavy. But sure. So
No,
you're
I'm
able-
strong, Anne.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
strong.
That's fine.
Dude, she's like
listen,
Abby Buff.
Do what you want. So who
don't
who
know.
am I to stop you? So you grab the stanchion. You now have what is loose could loosely be construed as a mace. Over your shoulder, and a blunt object for sure. And you are all able to, following timing from 2, look out, see a time to cross, and begin crossing. With you are a couple random people, one of whom is a woman who, you know what? I'm going to have someone make a test to see what you notice about this woman.
I'll go. It's been
Yeah.
a minute. Do I have 6? How many do I have left? 6 or 7?
6.
You got
It's
6.
6.
Oh, that's not great. You know, that's not great at all.
What do you got? What happened, buddy?
0 6s and 2 1s. So I'm going to cash in my virtue.
Okay, what's your virtue?
So my virtue is that I am inspiring.
Okay. It's true.
Um,
I've seen it.
Yeah, so I'm I'm going to say in this instance that we got the police officer with us and then this armed gentleman, but I'm going to say that like I'm sort of trying to take like a protective posture. You know, there's all these other people around, but I'm sort of sticking my neck out a little more than I normally would because I'm more concerned that my friends might get hurt than myself.
Right.
And so I would say that I'm getting a good look at everyone because I'm just kind of assessing the group and not like huddling together.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
So let me re-roll those bad boys, and I got a 6 and a 4. So that's what's up.
Okay, cool. So you got a 6 and a 4, so I don't get any ones from you, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what were you trying to succeed at?
I was
again?
trying to see if I noticed anything particularly
About this
interesting
woman,
about
right?
these
So-
randos. Yeah.
So there's like a kid and his parents, right? Who clearly have one of those big bags that you get at a Comic-Con to put all like the stuff in, like one of those
Yeah.
sponsored bags.
Oh,
The
freaking-
kid looks kind of scared and like he looks up at his dad and he goes, "We're just going to Comic-Con, right? We're just going to Comic-Con." And the mom goes, "Yeah, kid, we're just going to Comic-Con." And
Nothing
spoilers, they weren't just going to Comic-Con. The kid is sort of scratching at something at like his upper shoulder, and he says, "It itches. It just itches." And she says, "Stop touching your arms, sweetie. You're gonna make it worse." And this woman nearby comes up, and you kind of like have positioned yourself to as someone who's an inspiring leader, it's really good for you to kind of take a 20 on the room and understand the people on your team, right?
Yeah.
And you notice that as this kid is moving, there's a tall, broad-shouldered woman with glasses, a blonde woman with glasses pushed down to the end of her nose, and this little kid who has this, curly dark hair cascading just like in a mop over his head, keeps scratching, and she says, "Sweetie, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but is everything all right?" And the mother kind of like protectively like moves between this woman and her child, and she says, "We told you yesterday, mind your own business."
Okay.
And
so,
that's the interaction you witness.
okay. So I sort of like lean in on Stabbin too, and I'm like,
Hello.
all right. So, full disclosure, I don't trust any of these people. So I'm thinking that once we get to Javits, we kind of try to make our own plan about this. Maybe. I don't know. What's your take? Because everyone's acting a little. Well, I know that there's a lot going on, but everyone's acting a little twitchier than I would like.
Yeah. Is it bad to say that I'm a little worried about going to Javits?
No, that's not weird at all. But I it's a big place, so like maybe
Yeah.
once we get there, we can just kind of come up with a new game plan. I'm just make sure that we just keep track of each other is all I'm saying. Like, do not
Split
stray too
party?
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I really.
Midnight wisps or nothing.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like hands on three, like. But
This
no.
is like when Chris and I went to Japan together, and he was like, "We're getting on the airplane. Like, this is how we do things."
It's more like when we went to
Guatemala.
when we went to Guatemala.
Yeah, it's true.
That was of an adventure.
Anyways,
but anyway,
it's more for story time later.
Yeah, no, but actually, like hands on three.
Yeah.
Let's keep tabs on each other, and don't
Great.
really
Roger.
talk to anyone. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay,
you
yeah.
keep pushing forward. Did you have something you wanted to add to?
I was gonna just kind of, as we're walking, let me Sorkin a little bit, walk and talk. I'll just kind of be like, I feel like it's a bad idea to have a bunch of people in one place, because then like it's gonna find us easier. It's gonna be loud. So I agree with Stapp here that maybe we should break off, or at least have a vantage point on the actual situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once we're clear of the darkness, I think that's a good call.
Sarah,
Yeah.
aka Stapp.
Yeah.
Stapp, you are listening to this, and there's something about this woman as you guys are walking, kind of like keeping your huddle from their huddle, and this lone woman who's kind of following this kid and
The one with
kid's
the glasses?
parents. Yeah, the woman with the glasses. There's something really familiar about her.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you've seen her
Seen her?
at work.
That's fun. Okay.
No me gusta.
No me gusta.
How
Forever
close is
not
she to
alone.
us?
How close is she to you?
Yeah, because I mean, these are kind of people that are just kind of around, but it's not like
Yeah.
we walked out with
How many
them, or-
people strong would you say this little huddle is?
Yeah.
I would say this huddle is you, the policewoman. You also are joined by her friend, who was clearly an open carry person, and you also have this family of 3 and this woman.
Oh, so they are like directly in our group.
Yeah, that's who's moving across the street with you.
Okay. I mean, it's not unheard of, since we are in the geeky community, to recognize someone, especially this close to the Javits Center.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking I know who this is, but because honestly, when you said that at first, when her shades were down, I was like, oh my God, it's a superstar from a geeky TV show, or a coworker from work. Let's go with that. Yes, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the group and be like, oh my God, this is so weird. I think I see my coworker. Like I just left my job, and it's not like I've talked to anyone about going to New York Comic Con, but God, she looks really familiar. But also I feel like she might know something about this kid scratching his. Oh wait, I didn't hear about the conversation with the kid scratching his arm.
No, I didn't give you details. I just told you
Yeah.
that I got a bad
You
feeling
didn't
about
like
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Let me go say hi to her and let me see if maybe she might have.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, let me see if someone else has more information about what the heck is going on. Like I know New York Times.
Absolutely. So you get up close and you realize. Oh, sorry, Chris.
Wait,
Did you
Chris,
want to say
yeah.
something?
Can I stop her?
So let's try a conflict. Let's try to discuss this like people. So you
Yeah.
get super interested suddenly, Sarah. You get really
Okay.
interested. You think to yourself, wait, do I know this person? Wait, do I know this person? And you start surging forward. But in this kind of quick movement across, you guys are almost to the glass doors, right? So the glass doors to the Javits Center, you've crossed the street with these people, because it's been based on the conversation, like it's been about that amount of time. It's like a block and a half, right?
Yeah.
You cross the street to the Javits Center. They're beginning to open the door, and Sarah surges forward to go and talk to this person. And I'm going to ask that Bucket make a conflict check to see if you're able to stop her.
6. Okay.
You're like, okay, I'll just do it.
Oh, God. Yeah. So you just take him, man. Just take
take
him.
him. Just take him.
I'm just putting him right through,
All
right
put
to
them-
you.
Thank
They-
you. Okay.
Just take
All
him.
right,
It's
So
2.
we have 4
no,
left now.
no
for this
successes,
scene.
and
Great.
I failed twice.
Okay, so no successes. You failed twice. Okay, so let's establish that which is true. The world is dark is number 1. I'm going to go ahead and get us to our new candle count, which is 5. 5 candles, right? Or no, it's 6 candles.
It's 6.
It's 6. It's
Yeah,
6.
it's 6.
I was like, how did this
Dead
happen?
before we hit the Javits.
Dead before Javits 2020. All
Oh my
right,
God.
cool.
No
6
sleep
candles.
before Javits.
All right. So you guys,
That's the sequel.
You surge forward, Amy, and suddenly, you see. Suddenly I see. This is where I'm meant to be, at the Javits Center. You see this woman's face and in full up close, and you realize this is Portia Monahan. She was a doctor in your. She was a doctor who worked at your firm and did a lot of the research on the vaccines that you guys made.
Okay. Is Portia known to be a little bit geeky?
Well, we're going to establish some truths.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Chris, you are going to start. I have established the first truth. The world is dark. Now you have 6 truths to establish, starting with Chris.
Isn't it 5? Because there's 6 left.
5.
There's-
Yeah.
There's 6
Yours?
in all.
candles.
Oh yeah, okay. Despite the absence of light from the city, there are no stars.
Yes. Good. All right. No stars and no moon, actually. No moon is a part of it.
Mhm.
Established. Yep. Now, Helena.
It becomes clear that the child's eyes seem to have dilated to a strange amount.
Okay.
Oh boy.
She really out here trying to
God.
get you killed. All right. Next up, we have Jenna. Sorry, Sarah. Stop.
Stop.
Stop with this.
Portia and I weren't close, but she is one of the reasons why I left.
Excellent. The child screams in pain
Oh,
That's
Jenna,
my truth.
Portia is the woman with the child. Yes.
Portia
No, she's
is
the tall-
the tall woman who tried to touch the child
Okay.
and the family ushered her away.
Okay. Is it my turn for truth?
Mm-hmm.
Portia will not let the mother and child in the building.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Helena, you get to establish our last truth for now.
Yeah. Jenna has a book of matches and an unlit joint in her left pocket.
It's
Makes sense.
very true. Nothing has ever been more true
Nothing
than
has
that.
ever.
no.
You're like, I'm out. So
The matches are the most important.
let's dive back into our
But, like,
story.
What if we just get high and watch the world?
And lighting.
And scene. Scene.
Thank
That's
you
your
to, by the way, for everybody who has followed and joined us. Super, super appreciate that. We are only, I believe, $50 away from our next giveaway. You can donate if you type !donate in chat, and all proceeds go to Food Lifeline. Thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate your time. All right, so let's dive into this next scene here. So you guys kind of start as Portia notices Sarah, right? Coming towards her, but then notices that the door is right there, and then kind of finagles it so she's holding for the door for everybody, and then closes it to everyone else once the kid stops changing, leaving herself on the outside and the kid and the parents on the outside while you guys are inside. And she is holding the door closed. And she says, "It doesn't have to be like this. Just let it happen. He'll be much happier."
Oh, that's very not good. So I sort of placing my hands on the shoulders of my friends. I'm just
and
like,
goodbye.
yeah. I think now is the time for us to diminish into the west.
Yeah.
And remove ourselves from this. So like in this kerfuffle, I just kind of want to silently encourage you guys to follow me somewhere else into Javid's.
Right.
Great.
So,
But can I just look at him? But I think I know her. She's a doctor. We might need a doctor.
I mean, she seems to. I don't know.
this is all happening very fast. You guys are kind of standing to the side, frozen in terror. I want to establish a couple of things that are happening outside. The kid falls on the ground. The mother and the mother and child, the mother and the father start trying to like almost wrestle with him because he's flailing to such an extent that they just seem concerned, right? And the child begins to change.
But like, the mother and father, their attention is on the kid. Is
Their
Portia
attention
like
is
right
on
by the
kid.
door and
Portia
she's
is
holding
just
it back?
waiting. She's holding the door closed, and she says, she says to the two parents, "Listen. Let him go through the metamorphosis. It will be easier for you all. You too will turn."
No, that's a hard nope
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a
Yeah.
hard nope.
Okay.
And
yeah.
in sort of a shadowy mass, the child is transformed, and you see before you a small but nonetheless terrifying lupine form that scratches out at the parents, and she says, "You're not going to want to stand there much longer."
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
And you
what do I
see
gotta roll
her
to
kind of like
drag
start to
them away
change
from this
herself.
situation?
No, I'm
Yeah.
running. You don't have
Okay.
to drag
good,
me.
good,
So
good.
everybody is running. Roll a conflict.
5.
Okay. Well,
Let's,
so question before that: do we want? Because my question would be, what kind of doors are these? Can I put the stanchion like to lock the doors so they can't come in?
The glass.
All right. I mean,
Yeah, the door is glass, but you can also, I mean, you do what you want. I'm not going to stop you from trying to do things.
I mean, do we want to just run and like?
I
It
mean,
people
seems
might run in after us.
The idea was to run, and Helena said, "I want to run." So
All right, then I'm not gonna break
Yeah.
up with
I'm
the.
gonna
I'm not gonna
have
break apart from the
Jenna
group.
roll this check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And we have 5 dice now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like, I'm pulling on you, but I'm 1 tick on the
Yeah.
dial from just running without you.
I
I know. And I'm
Oh, sorry.
my allegiance is going to be with the group at this point. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
are going to
At this
run,
point-
I'm going to.
The reason I'm having, and I hope you guys are okay with this, let me know if you're not, but the reason that I'm having Jenna roll for it is because Bucket has been constantly kind of the force of like, let's move forward.
Yeah.
This is a time where somebody else is taking the lead and leading the charge.
She just
So what
takes
did you
off
get?
now.
So I got 2 1s.
Okay.
No 6s, but I think I'm gonna use my vice here.
Okay.
Legit.
In for Jenna, in her head, she's this leader, she's this go-getter, but she's also really not. She wants to be, and so she knows pretty much that anything Bucket says goes.
Yeah.
And so this is her kind of giving up on herself.
Yeah.
She always pictured herself in these survivor situations, like we all do. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. But now she's finding herself leaning on her friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's using her quick to trust vice to re-roll those 2 1s. And that is a 2, and that is a 6.
Okay.
Hey!
Great. So fantastic. So how many ones did you get?
Originally I got 2 1s, but now I got a 2 and a 6.
Okay, great, perfect. So you have a success. You book it, and as you book it, you start to see a way deeper into the building, away from the people, away from these glass doors and glass windows, and into where we would all typically experience. You know what? You're driving. You're running. Do you want to run down to where the panels would be held, or to where the show floor is?
I think open space versus closed space. Let's do show floor, so that
Okay.
there's just more room between us and whatever's happening.
Everyone's like, I wish I could go to Comic-Con. Not like this. Not like this.
Not like this. Yeah, so show floor area for sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much for those gift subs, Casper's cousin. Very sweet. All right, guys. So you guys plummet forward up these escalators and into this super dark show floor. It is very difficult to navigate your way around because ultimately you can't really see. So what are you guys using for light?
Yeah. There's stuff everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, there's
just all the booths are
everybody's-
set up.
All the
yeah,
booths
so
are there.
all the booths are set up. So for anybody who hasn't been on a show floor when it isn't like happening, everybody kind of drapes fabric over the various booths. It's almost like an old Victorian house that you shut down when you leave after the summer is over at the beach, you know?
I want to stop to note that I've never genuinely thought about how horrifying a closed down
That's
show floor
terrifying.
in the darkness would be.
I spent the
until
last 2
this
days
moment,
thinking about it.
and I kind of want to die because it's all just shadows in the darkness.
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not
You're
going to
okay?
lie,
Not-
I'm really glad
yeah.
it's not a theme park because think of the animatronics.
Yeah.
It's true.
Spoken like someone who's worked at a theme park.
Oh my god.
It's right.
All right. So you guys, how are you lighting your way? With your phones? with
Phone.
Cell phones.
Yeah.
So
But okay, never. I was going to overthink that
please.
situation. Well, I was going to say, should we be conscious of how much we're using, or should we like go one by? Does it matter?
To be
I
perfectly
battery
honest
packs,
with
it
you,
doesn't
I
matter.
would not be that would not think of that detail in this moment.
No,
So
me
I'm
either.
okay. I'm just like I
Okay.
need light. I don't care.
Yeah.
you hear a couple of screams. You hear not shattering glass,
From-
but like the
Oh,
kind of
God.
impact in the very distance behind you that you're like, I'm glad I'm here. This
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
right decision that we made together to be not there, right? But now you're in here, and suddenly a light flickers up towards you, and somebody else is shining a cell phone at you.
Mhm.
Are we still with the policewoman and the guy with the gun?
The
No, no,
police
we
woman,
ghosted
they're-
everyone.
They're still
Oh, okay,
standing
yeah.
where they were. They didn't run, as far as you know. You guys took the initiative to make your move.
Okay.
So just hands up, like, hey, everything's gonna be okay. Are you okay? Hi,
yeah,
how's
yeah.
it going? We're fine here.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah. So he kind of like lowers his hands. This guy looks pretty like he has like dark skin, and like it would be a kind face if he weren't scared, right? And he kind of like slowly lowers it down. He goes, "What's going on out there? I had to sleep at the booth."
We don't have a lot of answers either.
Yeah.
But
I
bad
can't
stuff.
get anything to turn on.
What time?
Yeah, we can't either.
Do you know what time the lights turned off?
He says, yeah, he was like, well, I decided to stay in here. I know we're not supposed to do that, but the last time we were here, somebody stole a bunch of our shit.
Yeah. No, the fees are crazy.
My boss decided that someone needed to stay here overnight, so I just stayed in kind of the back room. For anybody who doesn't know, at a con, a lot of booths, you don't realize this, but they have like weird kind of back rooms or meeting rooms built into their floor space. And so he seems to be like pointing at his booth. We'll say he's in the section that has like a lot of the independent artists and stuff like that. Yeah, like the block, right? And he makes, you look and you see that he does like custom phone cases with like different geeky themes. So there's like a Spider-Man one and a Gwen Stacy one, and those are the only superheroes I know. And and then there's like Star Wars stuff and all sorts of like LED ones. There's one that's encrusted with tiny D20s, all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
Gilhova says, "This is not making me miss cons less."
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I can terrify you to that place. All right. Sorry.
So a kid just turned into a werewolf. I know that sounds insane, and maybe it is, but we're just trying to like get out of the way, and I don't know, maybe wait this out. I don't know what's happening.
He says, "Sorry, what?"
Listen, there's a lot of weird stuff happening right now, and a lot of things that if we told you, you probably wouldn't believe us. So you're welcome to come with us, and we're going to try to figure out some place to sort of hunker down, maybe.
Yeah.
That's your call.
Yeah, I'm Kai. And they extend their hand.
All right. Yep. Bucket.
Yeah.
2.
Cool.
I have a wild idea, and the group's happy to veto this. But you know how they normally have those scissor lifts to like put the things on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to see if there's like still one in here, and maybe we can get like a higher vantage point? Or
I have
at least...
another
Great
crazy
idea.
plan as well.
Okay.
What's up?
You know how they usually have the cars on the show floor, like the ones that look like Bumblebee?
Yeah.
If we could find one, does anyone know how to hotwire a car if the car keys aren't in there?
Is there gas in
Yeah,
there?
I'm willing to try it. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's not going to be gas
So-
in that car.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Well, I guess maybe.
based on the
They have to get them in though.
You're making a lot of great points.
So in order to get this car going, right? You're going to make this S car go. You are because it's
Anne.
a Sailor Moon supercar. That's what it is. Because there's a remake. In order to make this S car go.
It's at the Viz Media
Oh
booth.
God.
Sailor Moon Super.
You are going.
Normally when I'd be like, chat, tell us where to go.
No, I knew what was happening. So in order to make this S car go, you are going to need a couple of things. You are going to have to find out if there is any gas in the car. You're going to have to find out how you're going to drive it out of here, and
The glass building.
if you can actually hotwire it. Now, based on your backgrounds, I'm going to say that it is not unlikely that Bucket would know how to hotwire a car or do some light engineering. They have built several different computer rigs and
Yeah, that's translatable skills.
I don't know.
No.
But
Listen,
if
Bucket
you're
knows how to
interested in-
hotwire a car,
If you're interested in
but it's not
engineering,
important
right,
how.
then you're interested in how things work, probably.
He has a sort of
Yeah.
past. That's fine.
Now, as far as the rest of you and finding those things, like I'm going to say that's realistic. I can make sense of that. If there's any way in which you think you particularly could contribute skills to doing this. First, you're going to have to find it, and it's really
Yeah.
hard to see.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out. That
How
doesn't
about
necessarily
this?
mean like.
Yeah.
How about this? How about we initiate the scissor lift plan with the intent
Yep.
of finding
Yes,
a
the
more
car.
permanent means
Yeah.
of conveyance? We
Yes.
combine them.
Yes.
Yes,
Love
I
that.
like
Yes.
this.
This is great.
I like this.
So go ahead and roll me a conflict for finding the scissor lift in
Do
the
you like me
dark.
to do that?
Who?
Or do you want someone
Do you
else?
want me
It was
or-
your idea. So I'm going to have Bucket roll it.
We still got 5?
Yep.
Yep.
What? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's no 1s but no 6s. So is that just failure across
That is
the
a
board?
failure, yes. So unfortunately, that means this scene is going to come to a close.
Okay.
So
Oh God.
you guys are kind of chatting. Let me just get this happening. All right. So another candle is out. Let's establish some truths. The first truth, which doesn't count towards the remaining 5 truths, is that the world is dark. The failure was Chris's, or sorry, Chris. Who's Chris? It was Bucket's. So Bucket, why don't you start us off with the first of 5 truths?
First of 5 truths. Can it be about the scissor lift? Like, can it
Yeah.
be about succeeding?
You can be like,
on
we
my
find
failure?
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, the scissor lift is charged. Like it has like its electronic battery, like its electronic engine is charged.
Yeah. Okay. Helena. Who's Helena? I'm so sorry. Everybody has 2 names, and that apparently means that I can't remember either of them.
Oh, we have 3.
2.
That's fine.
Yep.
As we're walking to the scissor lift, there's a cutout of Margot Robbie Harley Quinn with an actual sledgehammer on it, and so Jenna grabs that as she goes.
All right, great. So sledgehammer, and then next up we have, of course, stop.
We establish that the vehicles are on this floor, not far away.
Okay.
Or vehicle.
Okay, great. So the vehicle, just to reiterate, the vehicle is charged and functional in some way, and you have now located it. It's a little bit of ways, but you can get to it. And then I'm sorry. 2. What was yours?
I got a sledgehammer.
You got a
from
sledgehammer,
Harley
right?
Quinn.
Okay, my truth is that Kai starts to lag behind a little bit and get distracted.
Do we have one more, or is that it?
That's 4. And
Yeah,
we
one
have
more.
one more.
Chris.
Me?
Hit you.
Our new friend is suspiciously tweaky.
All right. Yeah.
Oof.
So as you all kind of get a little bit lost in these dark rows where out of nowhere the face of a beloved childhood entity will like greet you on the side of a booth, or you end up walking into a table that has somebody's board game set up onto it, or snagging your shoulder on something sharp as you get too close to something you didn't quite realize was there. You are able to see this machine in the distance. It's in one of the back corners. Because it's obviously it wasn't in use after the show floor opened, but it's in one of the back corners. However, behind you, you notice there's just kind of a void of black now where Kai used to be.
So I'm going to take my my Swiss Army knife and I'm going to give it to 2.
Okay.
I'm just gonna I mean, I know you,
Dual wielding.
I know you got,
There
I
aren't
know
any
you got,
feats in this game.
I
so
mean-
you
I,
can do what
I know
want.
you got the hammer, but like, I know you got the hammer, but like, I don't know we don't know what that's made out of. But in a pinch, here.
It'll do. Right.
Okay. And she
Don't have
goes,
anything.
did you want to trade?
No. You.
No,
Okay.
no.
One
No.
failing the other.
Okay. Okay. So Kai is not coming with, huh? So should we move faster in case
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
So
connection to Kai.
yeah. So Kai is
Yeah.
like he seemed like a nice dude,
Sorry,
but
sorry,
not-
Kai.
Kai's gone now. Kai isn't here anymore. So out of nowhere, you feel let's see, I'm gonna pick one of you randomly. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch your finger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, you. Great. Okay. Now
Catch a
it's,
werewolf by the toe.
yeah, catch a werewolf by the toe, am I right? Out of nowhere, something slams into you, stop, tackling you to the
Okay.
ground. And when you look up, there is darkness and teeth gnashing at your throat.
Okay.
There is no fur, only yellow eyes in a darkened mass and hands gripping you like iron vices.
Like human hands.
Like
You know,
shadowy
I don't know a
hands.
lot of humans that behave like this, but sure, you know,
I
keep it up
mean-
in mind.
What?
No, because
Shadow-
we were thinking werewolves, so that's not exactly.
You know that this doesn't seem to look in the darkness as you guys like jostle your cameras, jostle your lights around. It's hard to tell, but this thing does not have fur on it.
Well, and I still have my stanchion in my hand, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. So
Okay.
I just want.
What are you gonna do?
Well,
Just bop it, man.
yeah. I just want to
Just wop.
pop it in the face.
Yeah.
You got
All
wop.
right.
Boop the
You got
snoot.
Snickers. You got a Snicker snack.
The snoot.
Okay. Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
boop the snoot with that stanchion.
Roll
Because
me-
I said I wanted dogs in this game.
Oh,
No happy
boy.
puppers,
Oh,
only
and-
shadow,
okay.
only shadow puppers.
Roll me some 5.
Oh
dice.
God.
I swear.
Wait, 5?
Yeah.
How many dice?
No, five,
Oh.
5 dice.
5 dice.
We're
Okay.
on 5
Whew.
Still 5.
It was
because
6
we have 5
before.
candles right now.
Guys. 1 6, but 2 1s. So I am going to do my vice, which is courageous,
Yep.
and really
Do things you shouldn't do. Yeah.
whack that thing in the
All
snout.
right. So, tell me,
all right.
tell me, you've already succeeded.
Yes.
You already rolled. Oh yeah, but you're gonna try and re-roll the dice. Go ahead and
Yeah,
re-roll
I don't
the
want
dice
you to
and
have
then-
those.
Yeah, go ahead.
ones.
Let me know.
I don't want you to have them.
I love you, Anne, but you got a 4 and a 3, so you can take my ones.
Okay, great. So you guys still have 5 dice to work with. Why don't you tell me as this thing hurtles at you and you kind of wiggle out somehow out of its. I want you to be, before you establish narrative control, in full
Yeah.
control of the situation. So tell me how you get yourself out of this thing's grip and then attack it with your stanchion.
So I fall to the ground,
Mhm.
but I fall on my back, luckily, so I do have this thing
Yeah.
kind of right in front of me.
Mhm.
I whistle a very high pitch, and it kind of like cocks its. I just see its eyes like kind of like
Yeah.
cock, like what? And I just whack it in the face and just yell,
Sure.
"Run!" So he kind of like, or whatever the
Yeah.
creature is, kind of like jumps back.
Yeah.
And you hear a little like whimper, and I just
Yeah.
take off and hope that they're running in the same direction as
So
I am.
you don't just to like back and forth with you here. You don't
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
a
yeah.
whimper. You hear a hiss from this thing. Like it sounds like a cat like hiss almost.
Okay.
And you begin to take off, running through aisles that for some reason in this area seem to be very tightly packed. Wigs begin to topple off of booths as you knock into the side of them. Posters begin to fall down in the aisle behind you and in front of you as you tear down towards this waiting lift that you had been making your way towards, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me A conflict, we'll say bucket. Roll me a conflict, since it was your idea to board the lift, to get everybody on board.
Got you. And
You have
we still got 5.
5. You got 5. Everybody's on to their moment now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I have
Nope.
yet to roll my vice.
Okay. Well,
But
okay. Well.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Oh boy.
Because I sure
Oh.
did roll 0 6s, but I did roll a 1.
Okay.
Not about that life. So I am going to burn my vice, which is that I am a wee bit selfish. Do you want the narrative thing before or after I re-roll it?
Why don't you re-roll it now and then?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then tell me.
I still didn't roll a 6, but I rolled a 3.
Mhm. Okay, great. So I don't get any dice.
Mm-hmm.
And you are successful. Tell me how you succeed in getting this thing on and starting your successful mounting
Yeah.
with the party.
So, so basically, she gets grabbed by that thing, and I assume that me and 2 sort of are like tentatively retreating, and then full like oh my god, we want to help. There's no helping her. She's
That's
dead.
not
Good,
gonna-
let's go.
She's dead.
She's
That's
dead.
Guys,
Let the
Thanks
leave the
a
weak
lot.
behind.
Tell my
But
mom I love her.
yeah, but we run, and I'm going to say that my success is that in running, I don't actually keep tabs on 2. And I run basically where I sort of intuit the scissor lift to be, and I arrive and start getting it going. And 2 catches up, but through no virtue of my effort.
Yeah.
Like she just has the
So-
same intuition of me, so I had that extra moment to tinker with it because
Yeah.
I ignored everyone else to get to it and get that on.
You begin to get onto the thing. Everybody
Yeah.
is there. The basket, right, that you stand in or on,
Yep.
starts to rise slowly into the air, and you are just looking out into a sea of black. You suddenly realize that it wouldn't matter if the show floor was 5 feet around you in every direction, or if in fact it stretched on for miles, because that's how deep and velvety black this darkness is. The only thing that pierces through it is your cell phone. Does anybody have your cell phone on, or is it totally
Yeah.
black where you are?
No, I have it on.
Okay,
see.
so you frantically hold it out, and you see something start to like weird, like a shadowy movement start to waffle its way up one of the walls.
Should we go down? We should go down. We should go down and get out
Which
of
way?
here. This
Up,
is
down,
bad.
up, down,
Well,
up, down.
does it
No, but Jigglypuff-
drive? Does it
yeah,
drive?
they move.
Yeah.
Can we
They
drive
go-
it?
Drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah, drive it away
Okay.
from the walls, kind of fine in the
Cool.
middle of the morass.
So, I'm gonna say, I guess, who's driving? Who's driving it?
Me, I assume.
Okay. So while you are driving it, what is everybody else doing?
I just have
to
my
find your way.
stanchion up,
Okay.
getting ready
If
to
there's
like.
Helena, sorry.
if there's no electricity, do exit signs still light,
No.
or are those gone?
They're
gone.
gone. Everything's
Okay.
out.
So as we're moving away from the walls, since now we feel like we have an idea of where the walls are because the thing was climbing them. I want to see if I can locate one of the exits of the show floor.
Yes.
Just to have
I-
that in mind.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Does
We've-
anyone
yeah.
have a map on them from the previous day?
A
Oh,
map.
Because
probably
I-
an app.
Yeah, you guys have been in here, so you've been
Yeah.
able to. Well, I would say
Like, is
you
that
reach
something
into
that
your
I-
purse to see if you have it, and you don't
Okay.
because you failed
Okay.
to check earlier.
And I made a point of saying that I didn't bring anything else with me, and it's
Yeah.
too big to fit in my
But
pocket.
you do
And-
kind of have an idea in your head of where things are. You're not going to know what booths are where, but you know
Yeah.
that the exits are pretty much on that side. That like the you understand where the like you have a sense of direction. It's just how far, given how expansive the darkness is kind of misleading in your mind. I do need to pause for a slight cause because we hit our goal.
Oh, cool.
What?
So I don't know what to do. I mean, I do know what to do. It's to give a bunch of stuff away in the
yeah.
chat source. So let's.
Y'all.
This is amazing.
Charity
Thank
Grace.
you
Oh
so
my
much for
God.
being so generous. We'll continue to take donations as the day progresses because we still have a little bit more left in our game for today. But thank you for contributing to this awesome charity drive for Food Lifeline. This is so amazing. So I'll go ahead and take care of that. What I would like for everybody to do, here's what I'm going to have happen. I'm gonna say, and you can throw this back, Helena, if you don't like it. I'm gonna say that Jenna had a chance to walk around yesterday while the others were preparing something. You have a really good sense of where everything is based on your memory, and you're gonna be able to roll a conflict to guide them to where they want to go, which is where. Where are you trying to get this lift? That's
As far away from it as possible to the opposite wall.
Okay, so you're gonna start kind of just going through, just pile driving through the aisle to the other side. We'll say this would be like the north side of the Javits Center, where they used to have all of the like artist alley stuff, kind of.
Cool.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll a check for that. We're actually gonna have 3 separate conflicts to be resolved. So that's where you're going to be guiding. Then we're also going to be having stop rolling you're gonna stop rolling. You're gonna be rolling a conflict following the direction, right? To keep this kind of basket you guys are in safe by wielding your stanchion against whatever this thing or things are. And then I'm going to have Bucket roll a challenge after you to drive successfully through all of the chaos.
So I can't use my moment to do a reroll, can I?
No, your moment is when you are able to find a moment of hope potentially. So you could have,
Because this would work here.
Okay, so how would you like to bring your moment to fruition?
So I think in this moment, she realizes that she's honestly quite good at directions and memorization. She's in high school, so a lot of the American educational system, for those of you that don't know, is memorization and regurgitation. And so she's really well versed in that, really good at SAT scores, etc. And her moment is she will find hope when she feels like a leader. And I think this is the perfect moment for her to be like, this is where you go. I'm going to communicate to this to you very clearly. And I'm going to save our asses.
Cool.
So, yeah. So that's my moment.
Alrighty. All right. So you are burning away your moment. And in this conflict, if you succeed at it, you will acquire your hope dice, which only you can add to whatever pool you're rolling with.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll 5 dice for me.
5 dice. And if I succeed, I add a hope dice?
If you succeed, you are going to set aside a hope dice that you use only on your rolls.
Okay. That is 2 6s, no 1s.
All right. So you do internalize that sense of adventure and victory and success. And even though you're in the greatest danger you've ever known in your entire life, there's something kind of exhilarating about being a hero, right? Something you've only read about and imagined a million times, and you're in your prime. Let's be real. So you are awarded a hope dice. These will be successful on 5s and 6s and cannot be taken away from you should you roll a 1. Next up, we're going to have our challenge protecting this kind of thing that you guys are all driving through the convention hall in. Why don't you stop? Give me that roll. You can roll 5 dice.
Okay. Here, guys.
And while she does that, everybody, for anyone who just won, congratulations on winning the remainder of all of our stuff. I'm going to go ahead and put in chat just a little message, but please message me, Hearthsinger Games. Just go ahead and give us a whisper with your email address, and we'll make sure your awards get out to you.
Do we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. No 1s, 2 6s.
Okay, great. So you, one of this first thing, and you notice it doesn't look It's hard to tell whether it is Kai or not. And you're like, there's only one of these, right? And you just swing at it and then hisses and then disappears into the void of black. And before you know it, you're beset by another and you just round on it with your stanchion and smack into its side. But it's pretty clear that there may be more than one of these things in here. And lastly, Bucket, go ahead and roll to drive us home, baby.
Still got 5. That's gonna be 1 6 and 0 1s.
All right, 1 6 and 0 1s. All right, so you go piling through these various booths, and with your kind of guidance from 2, you're able to find wider lanes that aren't going to take things down. However, I almost said cameos, but that's not your name in this game. I'm so sorry. However, Stop, you also, amidst trying to swing at things, notice some of the larger booths. Like there's like a huge statue of it's from that show Norseman. There's like a huge giant Viking statue, and you smash your stanchion into it, and it falls down into the aisle behind you. So if something is on the ground, it's certainly going to have to crawl over something. You're not quite sure how these things move, whether they're jumping or flying or something, but you're hoping that by knocking these things down, you guys are going to leave destruction in your wake and create complications for any enemies that might be following you. You make it to the other side after what feels like forever, and suddenly it's quiet.
Go Wisps!
Do you yell that?
Yeah. Hell yeah, why not?
Cool.
I mean, we did it, right? I mean... Well, so, like, is there no darkness in front of us now?
No, there is. There's still a lot of darkness.
There's darkness.
Oh,
so there's darkness, but you see a light coming from a door at the other end of the... you see, like, someone's... a flashlight coming through the door, and you hear a familiar voice. Mm-hmm. The voice of Portia, Dr. Monahan. Rings through, and it says, are you in here?
Portia?
Jesus.
Stop. Oh no. She says,
turn your cell phone off.
Yeah, so she kind of runs down the aisle, and you see her stop, and her hair as your kind of cell phone flashes over her with the light, you see her hair is kind of like messed up. Her clothes seem to be torn and dirty. And the child is kind of walking in her wake, sort of, but nobody else is there. They have
transformed child? He's still transformed.
Whatever he was.
Whatever it was.
Or whatever.
Yeah, whatever he was, he isn't right now.
I'm going to just raise the scissor lift to, like, max height.
Nope.
Yeah, that's going to be a nope.
And we taunt them like the French in Monty Python.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm gonna take it all the way up to the maximum height, and I was just like, listen, Stop. If you go ahead, knock yourself out. I'm sort of removing us from the element of danger.
She says, "Why did you run? I was trying to help."
Help? What? First of all, you always made fun of the fact that I was into what are you doing here? What is happening?
So she you are all talking, and you notice this kid kind of like rubbing again at his shoulder, and something you all kind of notice is that for a while, for the last couple of weeks, you have seen other people in your life kind of rub their shoulder. It's a pretty innocuous gesture to do. But you also notice that it's been itching and a little sore, but you just figured, like, you're doing what it takes to get ready for a con. It's con crunch. And you're going to be a little sore, right? So she looks up at you and she says, "You got the vaccine, right?"
We all got the vaccine.
I like slap her on the side of the shoulder, and I was like, What vaccine? Like
I mean-
something you're not telling us.
The virus vaccine, everyone had to get it.
Oh, for that?
Oh, for the pandemic?
Yeah, but that.
Is
Yeah,
it-
but
is
last
that-
time I checked, that it had nothing to do with a deluge of darkness and strange werewolves.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have
But
to do
I-
with that. You don't understand.
Wait, is that what Portia?
Yeah, Portia is saying. She says
Okay.
it's not to do with the darkness. It's to fight the darkness, to fight what comes in the darkness.
No, it was the pandemic, and people were getting upset that they were given it against their wishes, and that's why when we had talked, I was like, I can't stay here and market this vaccine anymore.
You guys are playing the pronoun game with my heart. Now, can we stop? Can we just be a little more transparent about what's going on here?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
said she kind of steps forward and she says, Sarah and I worked together. I am Dr. Portia Monahan, and she kind of like looks a little put out at having to like discuss this, but you guys do recognize that name from like articles you read, but she wasn't super on the news a ton. But it's a name of one of the doctors on the team who put together the resulting vaccine that everybody took at the end of the coronavirus back in 2020, the dark times.
Real optimistic there. Anne.
Thanks, Anne.
And she says yes, the virus, we were able to vaccinate against it, but I wanted to make sure that the true end times, that we could do our part to fight them. That's what we were built to do. That's what our packs were built to do since time immemorial.
Okay. Once again, pronoun game. Not a big fan of it. So what do we do?
She says, you need to come with me. And she's kind of like sniffing the air. She says, they're here. You've met them already. I can tell. I can smell it on you. The death. And she looks at you, Stop, and she says,
Yeah.
they touched you. Did they bite you?
No, they didn't bite me. They didn't. And she's just checking herself, and she's like, they didn't scratch me. I got them.
Yeah.
Why are we supposed to listen to? I left because I didn't trust. Why are we supposed to trust you now? Why am I supposed to trust you now?
You didn't stick around to hear. And you never seem to understand that. What was I supposed to do? Tell everybody in the world that if they didn't take the vaccine and agree to take on the lycanthropic gene into their system, that they would face darkness unending and the end of humanity as we knew it? What was I supposed to say? There was some kind of dark prophecy? This is 2021. People would never believe that shit.
No, what is this, Twilight? Like, what? I know we're at a comic convention, but Portia, you sound crazy. And she just, I just look over at the other two, and I'm like,
The other and two.
Yeah.
sorry, yes. Okay, and two, and I'm like, and I just come clean, and I'm like, I just left my job for marketing the vaccine because there were people who were against it, and they were being vaccinated against their will, and I didn't feel like this is right, and I don't know what they're talking about. Or I don't know what she's talking about.
I sort of like interpose my hand,
Yeah.
like in between her and in between Stop and two,
Mhm.
in like a defensive
Yeah.
maneuver. And I just kind of look at two, and I was all like, I just kind of give you a knowing glance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I don't know if I really trust you anymore now.
Okay.
Like I say to her, you know what I mean? Like not to you, like kind of being like
You're
I
trying
to
to
Like
you're
you
trying
actually
to
trying to
verbalize it.
imply to two that like we need to remove ourselves
need
from this
to-
situation
yeah, and
Okay.
leave Sarah behind.
and leave Sarah behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Well, tell me what you're thinking, Jenna.
I kind of look to Bucket and have a moment of like, is this who I'm gonna trust in this moment? But then of course she is. She is the first one to trust Bucket.
You know what? That seems true.
Yeah.
But something inside you is happening. Something, this weird surge of aggression. Your arm feels hot to the touch. You feel almost feverish. It's starting to overtake all of your senses. Why don't you roll me a conflict check?
this is 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But I also have a hope dice, so I'm rolling
Yeah, you do.
6 dice.
Yes, but roll your hope dice separately so that you know whether it rolled a 5 or a 6.
So this is, I got 1 6 and 1 1, and then I roll a hope dice.
Yes.
Remember how we lost like
And I got a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
You still succeeded though.
So you succeeded, right? But you lose 1 die. So now you all only
the
have
pool.
4 dice in the communal pool. So make a note of that.
Okay.
All right. So you kind of, everything is really uncomfortable, but you stay the course. You keep control of your mental and physical situation. And I'm sorry, you said you wanted to continue to trust Sarah? Was your...
No, I'm the first one to trust Bucket.
Okay, yeah.
That because they have established themselves as sort of an alpha in this situation, and they're, you know, I'm a super fan of them essentially.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow them through anything. So I think Jenna, after kind of wrestling with this moment and hoping that it didn't come off that way, that it just came off as her, like, I don't know, maybe getting some sort of uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
Looks to Bucket and gives like a simple nod.
Yeah.
And starts to just slowly like
descend
towards
Back
Sarah. Yeah,
away.
like be like, let's descend. Yeah,
Okay,
like maybe she puts her hand on the like
Controls.
drive controls and just goes, okay.
Yeah.
And
So-
like says this while just making eye contact with Bucket, like okay,
we out.
like
This
here
is
we
too
go.
much. Now, Sarah, let me ask you a question in this situation.
Yeah.
Because remind me, you still have your moment, right?
I do still have my moment. Yep.
And what is your moment?
When I reunite, when I find my friend John.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And then, so my question was moments and brinks.
Yeah.
How I know how a moment gets activated. How does a brink?
A brink
get
gets activated when you get pushed past, like, basically when you want to re-roll an entire dice pool, you can narrate how you push past the brink of how you'd normally behave and become your true self, right?
Okay.
Based on what you just determined that was. But you need to use your moment beforehand. So we need to all figure out a way to get you to that moment. Yeah.
So, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
So as 2 sort of starts to like make moves, you know, that like you can tell Stop that like we're kind of now graining against you because you're this new revelation with Portia here is just kind of, it's just a lot. And then so we're just like, okay, so you go with your crazy friend, but me and 2 I think this is the limits of our interaction. And but before you could say anything, like do you try to defend yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you sort of try to talk, and I was like, listen, I don't want to hear it. Like, I know, let me just say that I know what you've done. Like, I know about everything that happened. So there's nothing you can say to change that. and she's pretty much corroborating it.
What do you mean you know everything that's happened?
I know what you did at your old job, and you said you left, which pretty much proves it to me that you knew it was wrong. And now Portia is basically giving me enough evidence now that I know that wasn't just a hunch, you know?
So explain to me what you think you know about me. Bucket.
Well, I know that at your last job that you knew that they were doing something bad, and I know that you didn't care. I knew that it was more important for you to hold your job down, to do your job, than to worry about, well, clearly what is becoming a very big problem. And the specifics aren't important.
Specifics?
No.
It's Twilight, but it's very serious.
Listen, it's the thing is, it was a revelation, and it showed your true character, and I'm not so sure that I don't know what to do here. This is kind of like fight or flight.
Yeah, no, and I would counter that because I don't think you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you know why I kept my job, which was to have insurance and to get more money to help my dad as he was going through health problems, which is why I wanted a vaccine to succeed, because he's high risk. He had cancer.
Yeah.
He has heart problems.
Yeah, I know your dad.
I left.
I know your dad.
What do you mean you know my dad?
Yeah. Listen,
How do you know my?
This isn't the time to do it.
No, this is the time to do it because
this isn't when I wanted to do it. But listen, we used to be friends, you and I didn't know that they were going to put you on the team because Johnny did the recruiting. Stevie did the recruiting, excuse me.
That's very important to our backstory.
I mean, yeah, you know.
And I didn't know they were going to put you on the team, but we used to be friends when we were younger. I don't know if you remember me.
Are you John?
Yeah, no, yeah, I am. That's why I've never told you I've been sort of keeping tabs on you after we lost touch, and I read about you at the pharmaceutical company.
I came to New York. I left because I didn't trust them. I knew something was going down, and I wanted to find out more information, but I couldn't stay there. And I left, and I came to New York because I just needed to clear my mind. And I've been looking for you because I feel like that part of my childhood was like the last time I was myself, and I actually knew what was going on in my life. And is this like the force? Like what is happening? But you have to believe me. Like I didn't know that this was happening.
Well, what do you think? I mean, if you want to make amends on that kind of thing, what do you think? What's up with this situation? Like, if she could get up here, this would already be over. But we got to act, you know?
I know, and I'm conflicted because I don't trust her. It's one of the reasons why I left. I thought that she was shady and that things were happening behind closed doors with her.
So
let's run her over.
I mean, that's legit.
Yeah.
All right. This seems like a time for a conflict. Let's run her over. Tell me about this, Twos. What are you going to do?
I love how we're having this big conversation, and Twos just like hits the fucking go button.
Yeah, that's
drop the Nas.
Because she's like,
I'm fucking bored of talking. Adults talk too much.
It's true. My God, this is the most Helena
You're
just like stop
bored.
talking. Let's do this.
Your moment has come.
I think the problem is betrayal is something that Jenna /2 hasn't experienced much in her life. She's relatively young. She's 18. And I think this has kind of like heightened that like adolescent fight or flight situation. And that there is something to that just spur of the moment, like, let's fucking do it. Like, fuck that bitch. Like,
she's doing it. She's ready.
Yeah.
So here's what I want to know. I want to know if, now that you have discovered who John is, Amy, would you like to roll a conflict check first to get your hope die, potentially?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That I should probably
roll me
do.
a conflict.
So how many? I'm
You
rolling
have
4. Okay. Oh God.
How do we still have 5 candles? I'm shook.
Because we've been talking for a while.
Mm.
6.
6.
Thank God.
Okay.
1 6 and 1 1.
Okay.
That
All
matter?
right. So
Right,
I will
okay.
take the 1. You now have 3 dice in the communal pool, so make note of that, everybody.
Rip
And
Helena.
Stop, you now have, or Sarah, you now have 1 hope dice at your disposal. So how does this, as we get ready for Helena to make this other check, I want you to think about, I guess think about how this heartens you, like finding this person even in this awful situation. How does it give you hope?
I think it literally is like, because I mean I'm a big Star Wars fan, so let's just run with it.
Yeah, I'm here.
It
I'm here.
literally, woo. It's literally like the 1 in a million bazillion shot of finding this one person. Granted, it's a shady business of how this just happened, which is to be unpacked at a later time. But
it's a lot to
unpack. Just like, yeah, that's a lot to unpack there. But it's just like one good thing, like one thing to check off the list.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it means that things are going to get better if we're all in this together now.
Yeah, if I can just keep this group together, maybe it's going to be okay. So in this weird moment where you're arguing, but you're just so happy that like someone that you've been looking for after this time of so much isolation is actually standing in front of you, the vehicle jerks forward, and let's see a conflict roll from our good friend 2.
Do it 2.
You got it.
Do it 2.
So 3 dice.
Yeah.
Yep. And you have your hope die, right?
My hope die. I got
I hope we don't die.
And 1 1.
Okay.
Oh.
Man, you guys are like succeeding, but now you have 2 die left in the communal pool, so make a note of that. All right.
Okay.
So you described to me how you drive this woman and this kid who is not standing like right next to her, but is kind of waiting for her to be done talking to you, and she looks really restless, trying to wait for you guys to make some kind of decision.
Yeah, I think in the moment right before 2 grabs the controls and starts moving this thing towards her, that same uneasy, ripping apart, something's crawling inside and warm feeling, it kind of takes over her body, and it's almost as if she accidentally does it. It's like you know when you get like a twitch and all of a sudden you do something or touch something, it feels involuntary nearly. So she just lurches the thing forward and starts plowing as fast as she possibly can towards this woman and child.
Absolutely. So you plow forward. She screams out. You hear a snarl and a kind of bone cracking transformation begin, and you hear, why would you do such a thing? You know what I mean? As she's transforming, but was definitely not super pleased about being run over. And you guys go tearing down this side of the convention center towards the exit doors. These would take you out, from your earlier roll, too, that these would take you back out into that kind of atrium glass area.
Cool.
Okay. I was like, where are we in the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we fly past her and into the atrium, right?
Yeah, you basically slam. You run her over. You hear the sickening crunch, and then hear more other sort of changes that remind you of the sound you heard from the boy outside. And you crash into the wall at the other side, kind of tumbling out of this basket, right? Because this isn't made for aggressive driving. That's not what this tool is made for.
Especially at max distance.
Right next to the exit that would take you into the atrium, down the escalators and into the atrium.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So we sort of tumble down onto the floor. Are we still like in a pool of darkness?
You know what? I'm going to have you... That's a really good question. Why don't you roll me a check bucket to see if you're able to land safely after tumbling into the darkness?
Could I... can I cash in my...
Your moment?
My moment?
Yes.
Is that a thing I can do? Because basically... So my moment is I will find hope in my friend's victory.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment, I am bolstered by
Mhm.
Two's vigor.
Yeah.
And the fact that she just decided to do something so bold and brave to just
Yeah.
get us the hell out of this conversation while me and Stop are locked in this stupid
For sure.
a parental conflict.
Yeah.
And so
no.
like when we tumble to the floor, like it's more like when we hit the thing, I was like going up to give her a high five, and then we just like
Yeah.
fell haphazard. Give it up to Ocean.
Yeah.
And we just, like, fly out of there.
We killing werewolves now.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
can I cash that in to like get my
Yep.
hope die to
Mhm.
help with this? All right,
So you can't use your hope die unless you succeed at this check.
cool. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So roll your how many dice are left? 2?
2.
Yeah.
Ew.
Pray you succeed.
2, boo, and I rolled a 1, so just take it.
All right, great. And you didn't roll a 6?
I did not. I rolled a 3 and
Well,
a 1.
that is a failure, and therefore the end of our scene as we darken
Oh.
another candle. The longest scene we've had.
Yeah.
So let's see. That was 5 candles we had left. Now we have 4 candles. 4. All right, let's establish 4 truths. The initial truth always comes from me, and it is that the world is dark. The starting first of 4 truths comes from Bucket.
There is no darkness on the ground where we landed.
There's no darkness on the
Like
ground.
because like there was like a soupy like it was like a soupy like liquid darkness that was like flooding the show floor, correct?
Yes.
So the whole idea is that the new section of the
Yeah,
convention floor
it's
we have
fresh.
tumbled
It's
is
so
fresh.
Okay.
Yeah, it has not yet been
Fresh,
flooded by the
unpuddled,
deluge.
Yeah, deluge of darkness from whatever these shadow creature things are.
Yeah, it
All
is
right.
no longer full
Now,
of darkness.
next we have 2,
Um,
but only 1 truth.
no one else besides Portia, Kai, and the child heard us or knew that we were in the show floor.
Okay, so Portia and the child and Kai were the only people who
The
might
only
still
ones
be
that were aware.
of where you've now ended up. Okay?
Yes.
Great. And how about you, Amy?
I was like,
AKA Sarah.
who?
And
Anne?
And you!
And you?
You!
Tell us your truth.
As we emerge into the light, we see a group starting to turn around the corner coming towards us.
Oh, I don't want that.
Or do we?
You see what coming towards you?
A group of people.
Like a group is turning a corner,
Okay.
like they're
A
walking
group is
towards our
turning
general
a corner.
direction.
Yeah,
Of
okay. So
people?
you guys spill. Okay. And the last part is that you guys push your way. My last truth, right? You push your way into the atrium. Okay. When you arrive, you are a little bit worse for wear for obvious reasons. And you see a group of people. These people are all, much like Portia, wearing torn clothes. And the one in the front is a very large woman with kind of like purple hair, side shave. And she says, "Hey, there, I see them there." And she goes, "Oh!"
Oh, God.
And then everyone sends up blood-curdling screams, and you begin to hear them change. A huge mass of about, we'll say 30 people begin to change.
How many
into
dice I gotta roll
wolves
to
in front
run?
of you. And it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, run. We're running.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it's just make sure everyone's recovered from the fall, and then just run once we're all capable.
Okay.
I don't want to leave anyone behind, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
One
There's a
second.
run.
I'm just taking care of giveaways.
It's a run situation.
Okay, great. So you begin to run. Bucket, go ahead and roll me a conflict for the beginning of your run.
Is it? It's back up to 4.
Yes, it's 4. Sadly, no hope dice for you.
Hell yeah! Roll a 6.
Okay, you begin charging forward. Are you trying to leave the Javits or stay inside?
Oh my God, I am not
You're like,
so
I
sure.
hate Comic-Con. I'm done. I'm so tired.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
feet
It's
hurt.
it's just like Sunday at actual Comic Con. But I'm gonna say that probably leaving the Javits is best practices. I mean,
Okay.
it's settling
I
in.
would
I have
agree
to
with
keep
that.
reminding myself that there's no way we survive this. So
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
it's fine. Everything's fine. This
Gotcha.
is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna say that like run. Okay. I'll say this. My aim is to run as far as I can inside, and then basically take like the last possible exit. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So you guys are trying to kind of spill out, we'll say, onto like 11th Avenue there.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Okay.
run. Do you want to go north or south?
I will say that we would go north.
You get to the door, the howls of werewolves are chorusing through this giant atrium. You look back, you see them leaping atop like the Starbucks coffee place and pushing off of it. You hear different elements of kind of like advertising material being knocked to the ground. Different things being, I guess, like posters being shredded as they burst through them and begin in just a deluge, a tide of unending fur and fangs hurtling towards you. You smash and almost knock the wind out of yourself into the glass as you find a door that appears to be locked. What are you going to do to burst through, if possible?
We still got that stanchion.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we have the
You got
stanchion.
that stanchion. Go ahead and roll
Yep.
me a conflict with four dice.
4 dice.
4 plus
4?
your hope.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
roll the 4 and then roll your hope dice separately.
So I lost out on hope entirely, right? Like
Yeah,
it's just
you're
all right.
hopeless.
That's true.
Amy always blows on her dice. and
Hopeless.
it's so
I do. So I rolled all 4s, which is really
Okay.
weird.
Well,
Um,
that is a
can't-
failure.
But I had my brink,
You do.
right?
What's
The
your
brink
brink?
is-
Tell us about your brink.
But isn't the brink about the fact that you know about
Yeah, it is.
that Bucket knows about?
But this, so when everybody writes these parts, and this is good for
Yeah.
anybody else wanting to learn more about the system, we all help each other create these different things. So you might, as a brink, write for somebody, I have seen you X, right? And that could be as specific as in this case, Chris's character, Bucket, has proof that Amy's character, Sarah, participated in this totally illegal vaccine situation. But what this is really about is not the specificity of that. It's about the fact that in desperation to save the people you love, you will do anything. Anything you have to, no matter how wrong it is or how violent it is.
Yeah, because you did it for your dad.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do in this moment to push yourself past the brink to get to re-roll those dice?
I literally just want to see all the werewolves in back of me, or whatever, Vulpine,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Look at the two of them and be like, I want to be absolutely clear. I had nothing to do with this. I'm with you all the way. Just pick up the stanchion and try to just smash all of my like aggression and frustration at being kind of put in the same pool as these, whatever they are, and just try to smash that glass.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a conflict.
So
Or
am
you
I
did.
doing the
Or you're
4?
re-rolling. Yes, you re-roll
Yes.
everything. So
it's the 4
the
and then
4
the.
and then your separate one.
Oh god, guys.
I mean, that's legit though. That's
Right?
a really good. That's a really good brink. They're all like, I just like the brink of all like, you're wrong about me.
Yeah.
Get
It's
out
so
of the
good.
way, you
You don't
It's
know
your
me.
dream, Dad, not
I
mine.
have
Fucking
It's
know
funny.
me.
I was talking about this before to everyone. I've never been so happy to roll 3 6s
Yes.
and no 1s.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. So you rolled a success. You shatter this thing, and your arms are shredded by glass coming through. You think it's going to be pretty hard to keep wielding that stanchion, but you make a opening for your friends, and you are spilling out into the night near Hudson Yards. On your right, you can see down. Well, you can see darkness extending towards where you know
Like you
the
do.
water is, and on the left, you would be moving more towards Midtown and Times Square.
Okay.
No one ever wants to go to Times Square. Why would we ever?
Yeah, lights are out. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what would you like to do now? The werewolf horde is coming.
There are more places to hide in Midtown area.
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
So maybe towards
Yeah.
not the water where we
So you
be
go
backed up against it.
trying to navigate and find yourself somewhere to kind of make a. Are you trying to make a stand? Are you looking for resources? What would you like to do with where you're? What are you looking
mean,
for?
Navigator.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Yeah.
Like,
But what I'm asking is, before we roll this conflict, I want to know what you want to find. Are you looking for a place? You can pick one thing. Are you looking for supplies? Are you looking for weapons? Are you looking for a place to hide? What do you want to do?
Your
I mean, are there
vantage point.
vehicles? Are there
Vantage
taxis?
point. All
yeah,
right,
I'm
great.
looking for a place to hide would be
Go
my
ahead too and roll me a conflict
Okay.
as you look for a fire escape that you might be able to climb up and get to the top of one of these pre-war
That is
buildings.
1-1, no successes.
All right.
So I don't get to
Oh.
roll my hope dice.
Yeah. Well, you have your hope dice.
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah.
you automatically get it.
You get it
You
every
always
time.
get to use it.
automatically
Yeah.
get it. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
That was a 3, so.
Okay, great. So no successes. This is a failure, and we darken another candle, and we begin to establish some truths. One second. There we go. 3 candles left. The first truth will come from me. It is set apart from the truths belonging to the other candles, and it is that the world is dark. We will now hear a truth from Helena, a truth from Amy, and a truth from me. Sorry, Chris.
There is, as we're running, we do see a sturdy fire escape that's going to give us a vantage point to see how large the horde is and what we're dealing with.
Sick truth, bro.
Sick
Thanks.
truth, bro. Amazing. All right, cool. So you are looking. You see a place that with a high vantage point. That's what you're establishing. All right.
Yes.
What's the next truth? Stap.
Besides the horde in back of us, the street is eerily silent and clear.
Okay. Running through a silent street towards a destination you can see. And the last truth is that despite the roads being clear in front of you, the howls begin to turn into vicious snarls and snapping jaws, and you are able to catch just a slight glimpse of Javits as shadow begins to pour. The entire inside that you would normally be able to see like into is filled with darkness and shadow, and it begins spilling out of the place you opened in the wall there, in the glass wall, and into the street and towards you. As we begin our next scene, you notice the shadows begin to roil and swarm. Different elements seem to burst out of them, attaching to different buildings and different walls as you scurry down this desolate, empty street ahead. What do you do to get into this building? Are you trying to climb to the top?
Yeah, we were gonna go up the fire escape.
All right, that was,
Yeah.
of course, the idea of our dear 2. So 2, why don't you roll me a conflict to see if you can pull down that fire escape so that you all can climb up.
And we now have 3 dice, yes? Great.
So roll those and then roll your hope die.
That one, 1-1.
Sick.
And another 1.
Okay, cool. So I'll take those.
I take back everything I say.
Do you want to use your brink, Helena?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So my drink, for those of you out there in the dark,
Oh, jeez.
literally, is they have seen you ripen from a child into a contender. They have groomed your prowess in ways too numerous and large to contain. It is beyond human understanding. So I think at this point, something primal and inhuman awakens in the very solar plexus of two, kind of spilling out this like energy from her fingers. And she jumps, and she's always been an athlete. She's a volleyball player. She's incredibly talented. And she jumps and just at an inhuman height grabs the fire escape and yanks it down so hard, nearly breaks it, but it's just enough.
And you begin almost weirdly with all fours, like scurrying up the side. It's so easy. It's nothing has ever been this easy. What are the two of you doing as you see this?
It's not the weirdest thing I've seen today.
You're like, you know what? That's fine.
You know what? I'm sure that's great.
That's a problem for future Bucket to worry about.
Right.
In this moment, it could be worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Bucket, you begin climbing. Go ahead and...
A comic glance at Stop, and then a comic glance.
2 disappears over the lip of the building, right? And Bucket, you begin climbing. Go ahead and climb your little heart out with a
Dude,
little check.
don't I only have 1 die left? 1?
You got
2 of them.
Oh,
yeah. You have 2.
Didn't you roll 2 ones? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then she activated her brink
Yeah, right,
and
right,
rerolled.
right.
So you
Yeah.
have 2 dice to roll in your pool.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, good news. I rolled a 1.
Okay. Anything else?
oh God.
A 3.
Okay. Do you want to
So-
use your brink?
I do. I am going to do that. So in this, so my attempt was to climb the ladder up onto the top. 2's taken care of. Not my problem. So in this moment, as I sort of stumble, I'm just going to look at Stop and basically put everything into making sure that she can get up safely. You know, I'm just gonna put my hand on your shoulder and just be like, and just usher you to go first and being like, okay, I see what you did back there, and you're right. I guess I don't know you, and it was my fault for thinking that it was a better idea to like make up my own mind as opposed to actually find out what you were all about. So don't worry. Like I trust you again. I go like it's all, you know, I trust you now if you'll trust me. And then as I say that, I just kind of assist in making sure that she gets up onto the fire escape securely.
Great. All right. So you push them up. You may re-roll your check, and let's see if you have better luck this time.
Just the one though,
No,
right?
the whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
All 2 dice.
All two of them. Well, good news and bad news. I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Okay, great. So now you guys have 1 dice left in the pool, but your foot slips on the last rung, but you catch yourself as you push her up, and your heart kind of jolts in your chest, like, oh God, I almost died. I saw my death, and it was really right there. And you, I'm not going to, because you used your brink, I'm not going to also make Sarah roll. Sarah is pulled up or pushed up with you, and you find yourself on the top of this building with darkness.
I'm sorry, I neglected to say what my
sorry.
brink was.
Oh, please.
So my brink was I've seen you hide the evidence in your home. And that was basically relating back to the fact that I have basically done some pretty like backhandedly
Messed up
selfish
shit.
things. Well, like I've done some like backhandedly
Sketchy.
selfish things, like basically make sure that people couldn't get on the team because I personally didn't like them, even if though they were very qualified and other members of the team did. And I know that some people know about that. And so this not only so me forgiving Stop and just sort of this act of like
basically making yourself
personal
vulnerable.
sacrifice. Yeah, making a personal sacrifice for the betterment of the group's survival.
Sure, absolutely. So you all arrive up top, but unfortunately, this kind of elation at this surge of energy going through you two, it's new. I mean, you play competitive volleyball. You've always been great at sports. But this is something else, and You're so hungry. And your friends.
Who's hungry?
What's two?
Two is so hungry. She doesn't know if she wants to, like, in the inside, your impulse is like, I want to do any carnal activity I can, right? Anything. I want to rip the head off a chicken and sink my teeth into it. I want, like, that's the kind of urge that you have. I want to see if I can leap between this building and the next building, like, just to see if I can do it. Like, you're roiding out. You're a werewolf roiding out. And that's kind of the impulse. How you manage that impulse is up to you. So why don't you go ahead and roll me a conflict check to see how that's
Great.
going.
So that's
You
one
have one
die,
die.
and then
Yeah,
successful
and then
my
her.
hope die.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
That's
great.
a 3,
Okay, but you can also roll your hope die.
and that's a 2.
Okay. So
Things coming up.
let's establish some truths.
Oh God. Oh
All right,
God.
so you guys get up there. Everybody's kind of catching their breath. I would say to set the scene, you know what? We'll set the scene with some truths. It's going to start, there are going to be 2 truths after I say this. So
make it any
you guys
darker.
are kind of like getting yourself together and trying to figure out what the next play is on the top of this roof as things take a turn. But the first truth is, and it's separate from the truths belonging to the candles, the world is dark. 2, what's another truth?
2 will refuse whatever beast is within her, no matter what it takes.
Okay. And the last truth, Sarah.
Sarah's arms are starting to burn a little bit, and she's not sure if that is from the glass that hit her arms when she broke, free of the Javits.
Yeah.
Guys, I thought we were on the same
I
side.
thought we were on the same side. Same team. Same team.
Same team.
Okay.
No feral
great.
instincts. Okay, we already
So
got one.
Those are the things that you know are true. Between the 2 of you, Sarah, you're starting to feel this pain, but the pain is also rising, and there's some smell, something about looking across the way at your friend 2, who is... She smells like someone you want to be around. This is such a weird description, right? I'm trying not to let it get away from me. But
This feels like the place to be right now.
yeah, it feels like the place to be. It's
Yeah.
it's the best party at Comic-Con. Werewolf party, best party. But the unfortunate thing is that the change is beginning to happen. And Helena, I'm going to put that in your hands as a storyteller as far as how this werewolf change begins to take hold in you.
So, like I mentioned before, the first thing she notices is this kind of like nearly electric feeling in her chest and her solar plexus. And it kind of makes her double over, kind of that feeling you get when you're about to throw up.
Yeah.
Sorry. I say as we play a very violent horror game. But that feeling of heaving as if you've been like thwacked in the chest really hard.
Yeah.
And so that's like kind of the beginning, and
Oh,
it's like
man.
as if she's just resisting this kind of like again a twitch,
Yeah.
an involuntary act.
Mm-hmm.
But she's resisting, because that's the truth.
She is resisting. Yes.
I love how you like describe the most horrifying
Yeah.
thing that could happen to a person. But I'm resisting.
But
so
I'm
it's fine.
fine. I'm fine.
But it's
Well,
fine.
it's
the
fine.
truth.
Resisting.
Yeah. All right.
It's fine.
I'm not giving in to
Turn it off,
my carnal
like
desire
the
to
light
eat you
switch.
alive.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you absolutely, that's totally true. That much is true. So you're resisting, but you feel, I think, why don't you roll a conflict to see if your resistance is going to allow you to like be a full-on performing person, right?
Right.
If you can pass.
If I can like do
Yeah.
anything else,
Or
but
if you just
resist.
have to hold yourself in one place forever, and this is your life
Right.
now.
Can you pass,
okay.
or can you just
Is that
rock
is
back
that
and forth in
fair?
a
Are
fetal
you fine with
position?
this,
Yeah.
Elena? I want you to feel
Yes,
like you have
no,
agency
I
in
totally
this
am.
situation.
No, I feel like that's exactly what would happen.
Okay.
It's like, is this an all-consuming migraine?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, 100%.
So it's
It's
two
just a
dice.
wolf migraine. It's fine. It happens to everybody. Well, all the werewolves
Wait,
at least.
2 candles?
Yeah.
We're at 2 candles.
We're at 2
Two.
candles.
Two.
The
Can
game
I-
was 10
Okay.
candles, but
And
Can I do a thing that is like sort of simultaneous with whatever happens as a result of her?
well, let's
roll?
find out what happens with her
okay.
roll, and then
That's fair.
yes, because we can't roll 2 tests at once.
yeah,
Mhm. It
there's
wouldn't be
also
So-
something I want to jump in.
Okay.
I got a 5 and a 1.
5 on which die? Because if it's the hope die, then it works.
Hope
did
die
you-
is separate, isn't
Okay.
it?
Yeah. Roll your hope
Oh.
die.
3. So.
Okay.
Oh.
So
The
that's
good
another
news is
failure.
that we have 1 die left.
So you
Yeah.
in the
Great.
first truth is that
Awesome.
it's over. No, the first truth is that in this moment, this moment as you feel the urge to move forward and try and overcome this, you are just totally paralyzed. You're not changing, but it is taking everything you have to remind yourself, I'm 17. I'm going to college next year. My best friend's name is Brian. Like, you are just repeating like a mantra, everything that you are, like a wall that you're putting up to keep through everything that this force inside you wants you to become, something you never asked for, right? And
Never talks about Brian. That's weird.
let's, huh?
She never talks about Brian. It's weird.
all right.
May I do a thing?
And you may do a thing. What's your? Why don't you tell me what your thing is, Chris?
So, I mean, the thing is, we're on this roof, right? Shit's getting real. Both of my companions are getting real twitchy. But I do notice that 2 is like kind of like falls down into like, you know, like a fetal crouch and is just trying to like steel herself for whatever the world has for us at this point. So I kind of wanted to go over and try to just like, you know, encourage her to be like, we need to keep moving. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
hand on her shoulder, just like, if you can't move, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I'll carry you. Like, whatever it is, we got to keep moving.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. But like, I wanted to establish that whatever it is involves some sort of like physical reassurance to like kind of be like, what do you need?
Yeah.
And I was going to simultaneously see if I instinctively know that it's a lost cause, to kind of just look at John and be like, run.
All right. So
Like,
why
I know
don't
you're a
we
leader,
see
but
if you can succeed in your conflict, you will be able to master yourself in the same way to tell
oh yeah, I guess
tell
that's true
John
too.
to run. But why don't you roll a conflict to see if the wolf within can be mastered by one
God.
such as Sarah?
So I'm doing a 1 die and
One
then
die
hope.
and then your hope die.
Kind of killing me. Killing me. Well, that didn't work. 5 on my hope die.
That is a success. On your hope die, you succeed on a 5 or a 6. So you didn't roll a 1 on the other die, right?
No, I got a 3 on
Great.
the other
so
die.
You guys
so
still have a single die in play. You managed to master yourself. What do you say to John in this moment?
in my mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, I just see 2 like kind of a few feet in front of us and kind of just drop down, and John over to my right, kind of like being that leader and protector and kind of wanting
Yeah.
to go.
So the 3
And I
of
just
you
kind of-
are, sorry, just to be clear about where
Yeah,
you are,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
on top of a building, right?
Mhm.
Looking
Yep.
down as
Yeah.
this inky, like weird wave of darkness kind of spills into the street. It is now covering the cars and it is raising itself like an ocean up the side of the building. And you begin to see, as you stand here, faces of snarling vampires looking up at you as the darkness, as the dark tide rises.
Okay,
And what
so-
do you say in
Yeah.
this moment to your friend? John?
I just wanted to put my hand on the shoulder
Uh,
and look at him and go, run.
okay, so the way I interpret that
Mhm.
is I literally take 2 and like throw her up on my back and start moving. Like
Okay.
she said run,
Cool.
but like
Yeah,
the
but
way
you're
that like
nah.
Yeah.
no. Well, when
Yeah.
she says run, I was like, yes, run from the scary things off the side of the building, not run away from my friend, right?
Yeah.
So like in that moment, I literally just throw 2 on my back,
Yeah.
because she's just sort of in a fugue state,
Yeah.
and then we start I start hoofing it across, like looking to stop, to be like, come
All
on,
right.
let's go, and
You
hoofing it
see
across the
another
roof.
building. You think you might be able to jump from this building to the other. The
Oh,
gap
God.
is about like 7 feet. It's going to be really tough with her on your back, but you think maybe you can help each other get across.
Yeah.
You're going to have to jump for it. As the darkness begins to spill, you
Yeah.
see spindly white fingers grip themselves over the side of the brick wall at the top of the building and launch themselves. You see a tall, spindly, gaunt woman looking at you. The rest of her robes and clothes are complete shadow, and only her white, translucent face stares you down, the stare of
Li-
a hunter. Roll me a check.
Listen,
away
it can't
from
be
her.
it can't be as bad as all
Yeah.
that.
It is.
I mean-
It is. Roll.
All right, so just 2.
Who's rolling?
We are going to have, because it was their idea to carry you and get out, carry
Okay.
you and get out of here. It is going to be Bucket who is rolling.
And it's just 2 dice.
It's just 1 die
Yeah, we're at 1.
Great. You know
because
what?
you don't have a
everything
hope
is-
die.
Yeah, everything is great. I have no hope. I'm hopeless.
I'm hopeless. Look into your eyes and the die's the limit.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
Look.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Heartsinger Games, where
looking
everything
into your
is a
eyes and
musical.
I'm dying with them. Hopeless.
You got it?
Did you roll a 6?
Roll the 6.
Yes!
I'll tell you right now, this shit legit was on the 1 and then just teetered on it for a second and then just rolled back down onto the 6.
Oh man. In
I
this
wish you could've
digital
seen it.
world, I know that digital dice are totally a thing, but it is so, there are moments like that that you just can't get without physical dice in your hands. You just can't get them.
My heart dropped.
So you surge forward, and you, with every instinct you have inside yourself, launch yourself between these buildings. Your foot kind of slips as you land, but you land hard with 2 on your back, and she kind of spills off onto the ground on the other side, but you make it. What is the situation as Sarah watches them make that leap between the buildings, and you see this tall, vampiric figure looking at you?
Wait, who?
Do we see that the darkness is encompassing the other building as well? Is it just
It
this
looks
building
like
right
you're
now?
on the tops of buildings are now islands in a sea of something. And she actually says, she looks at you and she says, their mistake was that they didn't make sure this would happen sooner. Night unending was always to come. And now, you and everyone else, it's not even a hunt, is it? It's just the end. And she begins launching towards you, fangs, these weird, her face stretches like a snake as her jaw nearly unhinges and this wisp of shadow launches at you. What do you do?
I turn to John.
Abandon hope.
I don't like it.
Fall over.
I just want to turn around to John and say, watch out for 2. Get out of here as quick as you can, and just launch myself towards.
Okay, the classic werewolf versus vampire fight that I designed from the beginning. I didn't know when or how we'd get there, but I'm really happy we made it. All
Did
right,
you
so
really
go
take
ahead and-
inspiration from Twilight?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Oh,
basically run to intercept as you meet the battle head on, right? So go ahead and roll me a conflict. You have the 1 candle dice, and then you have your hope die.
I'm all about.
All right.
That
Well, that's a 2. So,
Okay.
Dope.
and a 1 on my hope die.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that means for the hope die,
Well,
but
it means that the last candle is extinguished, and that now
Means
I
that
will be
well
establishing the truths of how this ends. With your help, but this is going to end here. Are you ready?
oh, that's not going to work.
You're like, that's not gonna work. It's fine. Don't
This
worry.
will
about
end
it.
in
Just
darkness.
listen. This will
I
end
tried.
the end by thanks. I'm your girl Harsinger. Okay, so let me get this going because we have a very special little thing going on here.
Hopeless.
All right, there we go. All right, so the darkness, in the darkness unending, the night that will persist forever, the vampires launch themselves onto the roofs. This one woman launches herself, of course, at Sarah. Sarah, how in her grasp do you meet your end? What is your final moment of life before your flame is extinguished?
So she's solid for the most part. They know
You
that
can
there's kind
fight
of like
her because you've been grabbed by one of these things before. Once
Okay.
it seems like once they get where they're going, they become solid.
Yeah. I want to. Sarah runs towards her, and obviously she's not expecting anyone to run towards her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of taken back a little bit, and Sarah, starts feeling her arms kind of transform a little bit,
Yeah.
and she's trying to, get. She felt claws before, so she
you
just thinks in her
let the
mind like, "Hey,"
transformation happen. You welcome it.
and just get a swipe across her face, and she kind of like hisses and then turns, smiles, and God, I hate this, Anne.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
I mean, not really, but
Yeah. She just kind of takes a moment to think about her dad, who she literally hasn't talked to in like 24 hours. And she's just like, I hope you're safe. And she feels a bite go into her neck. And she turns and just sees John and 2 out of the corner of her eyes. And she just thinks, as long as they can get away, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's it.
And for you, that's the last hope that dies with you. The hope that at least you weren't the last to face them. But unfortunately, that's not the reality here. The reality is that there are 2 of you who are now facing down, we'll say, an encircling tempest of darkness, punctuated by the faces and landing forms of these mist-like vampires. Which one of you would like to do the honors first? I don't want to force you into a situation.
I feel as though my fate, or what would happen in my mind, is intrinsically linked to whatever 2's final moments are.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I don't want to remove agency over what happens with her character, so
Yeah.
I would like for her to go first.
Okay.
I think 2, seeing this, bursts into tears.
Yeah.
I think it's just an unbearable sense of hopelessness. She, in her life, for being a college or a high school senior, is such a special feeling.
Yeah.
It's being on the brink of something new, and she's experienced too much new in the past, 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I think this breaks her. And I think with that moment of brokenness, she lets go. I think she just dissolves. Every part of Jenna dissolves, and she becomes whatever this creature is.
In your willingness to accept it, it feels like that feeling you felt when you pulled down the fire escape ladder. It feels so easy. It feels like this, in fact, is exactly as you were always meant to be. You long, you howl. You howl up at the sky and look for a moon that you feel like is a mother. But there is no moon there. There is only a night that can never make more of you. And in this moment, you accepting the beauty of what you've become and the agency and choosing to accept it are taken and swallowed whole by the darkness. And its hands and fangs and one beating human heart remaining in your wake. Which brings me to Bucket. You watch as your two friends are consumed.
Yeah. So I would say that, so these people that I thought I knew clearly have some sort of like larger connection to this malevolent force. And, the only thing that was sort of keeping me going was like a drive to protect them and be like, we'll get out of this as a team. And as long as I have someone's energy to feed off of, then we can get through this. But as I watch Stop, battle this vampire and be torn to shreds. And as I watch to this sort of like, just like vulnerable entity, you know what I mean? That I've just kind of wanted to help through life, just sort of turn into this, like this strong, like otherworldly monster. It's like piercing beyond the veil, and my mind just unravels as I struggle to comprehend, the cosmic horror of what I'm seeing. And I would say I just start to just sort of retreat from 2 as she transforms and is like swallowed by the sky. And I just leap from the building in my madness, and I'm just swallowed by the darkness.
Absolutely. It's as if you feel everything kind of like, it's like you've been in a room your whole life that's lit. And just every step you take, the darkness follows you. And normally there would be a step ahead, but then you step just into darkness, and that last bright spot is snuffed out as your sanity leaves you, and you careen, smiling, into the waiting arms of the inviting night below. And you all leave behind only memories. And we're going to listen to those memories right now. We'll be right back after you hear these.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Brian. I know you're at orchestra right now, but I just wanted to call in, let you know that I've gotten a scholarship. I'm going to UCLA. I'm so excited. Just give me a call back if you want. I mean, you don't have to. I just wanted to let you know. I'm so excited.
Hey guys, it's your boy Bucket. So me and the Wisps are hitting up New York Comic Con this weekend, so no stream this weekend, but we're gonna do a bonus stream on Monday with some viewer lobbies, kind of get into the groove, but yeah, wish us luck this weekend. I'll catch you guys on the other side.
Hey Dad, it's Sarah. I just wanted to let you know I've landed safe and sound in New York. And I know that you think this is a frivolous trip, especially after leaving my job of my own accord. Thank you very much. I couldn't stand Alibi anymore, Dad. You know my thoughts there, but I just need this trip to kind of clear my mind, reset, and then get back on the horse. So I promise you, I will be safe here. Please don't eat all the cookies, and I will see you soon. Love and miss you. Bye.
And in the end, there is only darkness. All right, we're back, everybody. The lights are on. Feel free to turn the lights on where you are. Shake it off. Shake off the end times, everybody. Thank you so much.
But
I know
I'm crazy now.
But I'm crazy now. I could do anything. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This is so great. We have so many more baby bards in the fold now. A couple of raids came through. I'm sorry we legitimately had to make it to the end, and it was sort of a race. So, oh boy, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had a good time. How do you guys feel now that we've made it?
Oh, it's so good.
It was good.
I'm so scared.
Really?
So scared.
Yeah.
Sleeping with the lights on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just feel existential.
Yeah.
But like
It's always
comically existential,
Yeah.
you know? Like
yeah.
What is it all for? We just survived the pandemic to become werewolves and vampires? Yes, that was the only way I could do
Yes.
I mean,
Good.
only logical for 2020 at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah.
No, that was so fun, Anne.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
that you enjoyed
It was good.
And I appreciate everybody kind of rolling with some of our surprise candle woes. So thank you for rolling with that in the beginning and letting me get that under control. But I am so grateful that y'all came by. Please, let's take some look at this. It's rave time now. Let's go to Comic-Con. I think all of us are really missing each other and missing Comic-Con right now. I certainly was very inspired by the fact that Gen Con was not but a few weeks ago, and I was like, this doesn't even feel different. I just feel dumb. So I just wanted to go to a Comic-Con, okay? And this was
Spooky,
like
scary,
that.
scary Comic-Con.
So ultimately, let's take some time for everybody to big up whatever they would like to. We're going to start with Chris. Is there anything you want to tell people about where they can find you? Feel free to post in chat if you want, like, to put some
Yeah, I
Instagram
mean,
or something.
I'm Guardian Graves on all social media. I'm sparse, but there every once in a while, and you can check me out on Anne's channel every Friday for Frontline Friends, where we play games and shoot the shiz.
It's true. We are currently playing.
Monster Hunter World.
It's true, and it's your favorite game in the world.
It is my favorite game of all time.
It's true.
Palicos.
Tattoo represent.
We're palicos. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're
we have to-
palicos.
Oh boy, we got to get t-shirts. All right. Next up, we have Amy.
Yay. You can find me on Instagram at AsianAmy25 or on Twitter at Amy Kozanowski. Thank you, Anne, for letting me jump into this world of 10 Candles. It was so nice actually playing with the two of you.
I know.
Because we were talking about how we know,
We know each other.
finally now met each
The
other.
Venn
played
diagram has closed.
Yeah, absolutely. And lastly, of course, we have my girl, Helena.
Dudes. Hi, I'm the Magic Llama of the Magic Llama Mood on the internet, and you can find me at the Magic Llama Mood on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. There's some cosplay shit up there. Head on over. And also on YouTube, I post new videos every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. The next video, I haven't told anyone this, so it's great that you're here. I'm going to be running a game of Cats of Cthulhu, which is like Call of Cthulhu, except you playing cats.
And it'll be right here.
It'll
on
be
this
right
channel.
here next Thursday in lieu of the usual Starfound stream at 7 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be a
Not like
spooky
this.
time. Well,
maybe.
it's also a horror game.
Yeah. But we are cats, so I
It's
don't know.
eldritch.
Just figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see. But yes, no, I'm very excited for that. So
We're
make
just-
sure to follow Anne on stuff too, because she'll let you
Yeah.
know about all of those streams. I'm also on Starfound.
It's
So
true.
you can find me there.
Oh boy. And of
That's
course,
it. Everybody go home.
No, I gotta say some things first. And of course, I am your girl, Hearthsinger, the head bard in charge. This is my channel. You can find me here several days a week doing the old strem. I paint miniatures, I play video games, I run and play in different tabletop RPGs. This was so great, and it could not have happened without Jacob Highland, who is a member of our Baby Bard community over on the Discord. If you can type, Helena, would you mind typing !Discord into the chat so people can join us? Thank you so much. Our Discord community we share with Geeks for Good. We have a huge number of very creative people. I call my community the Baby Bards for a reason. It's because they're insanely talented. If you loved all the animations in the background and for the overlay and the found footage cameras, that is all Jacob. I loaded it in here, but he and I worked together all week long to bring that to life. He deserves all the credit in the world. It is so cool, and this game is so hard without that tangible sense of the darkness closing in around you as the candles go out. Sometimes those candles are from the dollar store. They go out a lot quicker than you think they would, but I was saved by the artistry of the overlay. So
Hashtag never forget.
Hashtag never forget. Jacob Highland, thank you so much. You can find videos from me on YouTube. I do AFK vlogs about the life and times of, well, me. You can find those... You can find those every Friday, going live at 12 p.m. Eastern as well, just like Helena, just a different day. Wait, you said yours is on Friday. I'm sorry, mine are on Wednesday. I got excited. I forgot which one of us was which one because we both have pink and purple hair, and I just don't know what to do anymore. So... Hey, Painting Pirate, thanks so much for the raid. Thank you so much. So you can find videos from me every single week on YouTube. Please go ahead and do me a subscribe over there to get videos every Wednesday. This coming Wednesday, I am so sickeningly excited to release a video on the Starfinder Starship Operations Guide, our manual, that came out at Gen Con, at Virtual Gen Con, Gen Con Line, if you will, a couple of weeks ago. I have been poring over it, and I'm going to go over my 10 favorite new things. If you are interested in epic space fantasy of
Who isn't?
galactic proportions.
Man.
If you like Star Wars, if you like Firefly, if you like Star Trek, all of these things. Oh, and elves and Lord of the Rings. They all exist in one place, and it's Starfinder. And we play that game on Thursday nights here. Helena and I are both players in that game. It is GM'd by Miles from Geeks for Good, and it is here on this very channel at 7 p.m. Eastern. Yep, on Thursday nights. So please come back for that if you enjoyed playing this story through to its inevitable conclusion this evening. Lastly, but not leastly, I have a Patreon. This is what I do with my whole life. I tell stories on the internet, I paint miniatures, I write expanded lore to use in your home games for Dungeons & Dragons and Starfinder and all sorts of things. If that is something that you want access to or to support in any way, the best way for you to do it is honestly to come to stream, but another way for you to do it, if you are able to support me in a more consistent way or would like to, is to go to Patreon, patreon.com/HearthsingerGames. I'll throw it in chat one more time. Please check it out. You'll be able to see all sorts of rewards at different tiers. There's something for everybody. You want me to run a game for you? That's in there. You want a birthday card with a poem by me? That's in there. You want to get early access to my videos? That's in there. You want a podcast that comes out weekly where I talk to myself like a crazy person about a topic that interests me? That's in there too. It's all available right now on Hearthsinger. Yeah, she does it all, folks, on Hearthsinger Games. And now that I feel like
ways to be entertained by Anne.
Yeah. So
never been easier.
Thank you so much, and thank you to all of our sponsors. Let me go through one more time and give them a hot thank. D&D Beyond, Inked Gaming, Roll20, and Tabletopia. Thank you so much for contributing so that we could have some giveaways on this channel. I will be following up with everyone who whispered me after winning a giveaway, and even if you didn't, I'll still hunt you down and find you and let you know what you won. Get your email address if you haven't already sent it to me so that I can put you in touch with Gamers Engaged, and they will be fulfilling all of your rewards for you. That is it. That is the end of our dark tale. All right, guys, thanks so much, and I guess the last thing I will say is thanks to my party for the inspiration, and to all of you out there. The only thing I can say is go out there and live your quest life, because you never know what's going to happen after this pandemic is over.
What a time to be alive.
And with that, nonsense shall begin.
I can do it. Here's the deal.
I gave up Christ for the midwife fucking. No, okay, no, let's not. Alright, let's calm down.
Not ponytails or cottontails, yeah, ducktails. Woo! We're leaving the area.
If I leave the chest with you and then I make it and then you don't, then what fool are we?
Well, but then the chest will be right there, and you will lost nothing.
She'll be dead. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Just a quick little run through the door and nothing more. Everything's fine, I am fine, and you are fine. These poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron crying, spells, earth the please, and I help them. Yes, I do. Are you with me, mateys?
Arr.
Arr. Arr. All right, once more with feeling.
Once more with feeling.
I'm just gonna run up the stairs and have some fun, and then you'll be on the run behind me and it will be fine. Is this home? Am I here for a day or forever? Shut away from the world until who knows when. But then, as my life has been altered once, it can change again. Restore power. Ah! Fuck me, Jesus Christ! Alright.
That's 33 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, put your little mouth away. Put your little mouth away!
That sounds